Oh, we're live now. We're live on air. Oh shit.
Hey. We'll pull up the chat on here.
It's going, it's going. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Hold on. I'm coming.
Oh, this is fun.
Can I pop out the chat?
Lowest.
I want to be able
Volume
to see what people are saying.
down.
I'll have my cup ready.
I'm live. There
Holy
we go.
crap.
Pulling up my thing right here. Hello, everybody.
How's it going, everyone?
What's the name of our crew?
I mean, dude, that's a hard Haydur Nation. I don't know. Ambercon 2018 in the house.
I want to be an Am baby just for today.
Just for
really?
today. Only today. You want to go there?
Wait, we're featured creators, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
I just want to make sure.
You guys are gonna get all of the. Oh, I need to start my recording thing. Hold on, I'll start that too. Already going well.
Hopefully, we got some mods in the chat there because we're not going to be looking too hard at it.
Yeah.
Oh, my light went off. Classic.
So, welcome to Ambercon 2018, where only the best people are at. And if you're not here, then I feel sorry for you. But obviously, we have some notable people here. I just want to get some introductions out of the way, I guess, and then maybe your handles, I guess, on your social medias and stuff, so that people can follow you. So Zach, if you want to go ahead and go first.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Zachary Michael on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram at Zachary_M_S and Twitter at Zach_M_S. I'm excited to be here. I'll give you some chin dabs. And yeah, I don't know if I need to say anything else. Was that sufficient, Michael?
That was pretty good. I like that.
Great.
I'm into it.
Right.
Willow, go ahead and give us the spiel.
Hello, WiLLo Davis. You can find me Twitter and Instagram at WiLLo Davis Rocks. Everything else I think is kind of just WiLLo Davis. That's my shtick.
Okay. Miriam, go ahead.
Hi, guys. Momatot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Social media, I'm really bad at, but y'all know my YouTube, Sarcastic Potato. Instagram is so douchey. I'm sorry. @_the_sarcastic_potato_. Don't make fun of me. Someone took it and I have it just chill. And then just go on my YouTube. I have it linked. I'm sorry.
And then, sorry, go ahead. Were you going? No.
Done.
Okay. And Eve, go ahead and let us know where you. People probably know where Eve's from because she's been doing this the longest out of everyone, I think. But
yeah, you guys can just call me Eve. I run the Cxnt channel, the cunt channel. My Twitter is 66Eve66. That's pretty much what I operate off of.
the demon.
Yeah, basically.
All right, and I'm Michael Lawrence, or now known as Michael B. Petty, and it's the same thing on everything: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. It's the same thing, no underscores, because I'm not douchey like that.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Zach, you have 2 years.
Thank you.
So yeah, obviously we've all come here today because we all have one thing in common, unfortunately, and I hate to even give her this kind of shine because I don't know. But the truth is that if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have met and we wouldn't have become the family that we are today.
Oh, true.
In a way, Amberlynn is bringing people together. Even if she doesn't realize it, she is, which is really interesting to me on many levels, considering I made a career on, a career on YouTube. Yeah, I made a career on YouTube.
Yes, Dad.
Talking shit about a morbidly obese girl.
Listen, we'd be nowhere without her. So
yeah, that's what she said, right? That's what she said on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Right.
She got them Twitter fingers going like no other.
My God, I'll never forget the first You Now stream where she ranted about me. Cunt would be nothing without me. Nothing.
That's like some.
She has a god complex for sure.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting because it's interesting. I've said this before that she should be studied because it's interesting to me how someone can have a god complex and a martyr complex at the same time. Like she's, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, obviously we're here because of Amberlynn Reid. And I just wanted to like get people together to kind of talk about our
journey.
Our journeys. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about our journey, our weight loss journeys. I want to talk about how we all came to this realization that we don't really fucks with Amberlynn that much. And we kind of want to call her on the bullshit a little bit. I think in a way, this panel is very fucking diverse. We have straight people, we have gay people, we have people of color, we have people with college educations, we have honestly, our house is more diverse than anything that has ever been on Amberlynn Reid's channel. I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, there's not even straight people on her channel. So
It's true.
You know, so she, you know, I think it'd be interesting to get our different points of view on Amberlynn and everything in Amberland. I like to call it Amberland now because I think it's easier than saying Amberlynn Reid's world because this isn't her world. But let's talk about our journeys. Let's talk about our journeys into Haydur Nation and how we came to be. And I think that a good starting off point would be Zach, because Zach has been the first one to really give his view. Like, it was interesting to see his evolution more because he started. We get to see his whole evolution from like fan, or not even fan, but supporter to critic, and you gave us that full arc. So
I'm giving you the full journey, fantasy, realness, everything.
Absolutely.
Yes, like it's a whole movie. Somebody write it. But yeah,
who would you like to star as you?
Listen, if you want to be me, Michael, be petty. Because literally everybody's calling me Michael in the comments anyways. So you know, you could do it. I believe in you.
Thank you.
No problem. But yeah, I don't know. I mostly like stumbled upon her because I really got into like mukbangs and also weight loss channels because like I was trying to lose weight. What is this hair doing? Oh my god. And then I really got into her YouNows because like I just thought that was like her being real and raw. Like this is Amberlynn, but really like I think we all know like nothing is really real or raw about her. But I loved it because she would like ignore all these other questions about people wanting to know if like Twinkie was okay, if Rarity was fixed, XYZ, and I'd be like, "Girl, do you want to eat a shoe or a horse?" And she would answer it, and then I'd be like, "Amberlynn, like, how do you cook your eggs?" And she'd be like, "Oh, scrambled." And I'm like, "Look at her, she's giving me attention. I love this. Like, I'm taking space in her stream." And then I think like there were some people in there. I was like, I just want to try you now. Like I want to stream. And some people that had like randomly fanned me from her stream came into it. And they're like, oh my God, we love your questions. And like, you should do like an Afterlynn Reid show. And so I started doing that. Like after she would get done streaming, I would immediately start live streaming. And one time she like found out that I was doing it and came to it. And like invited all these people to my stream, like invited all of her fans. And so that's kind of like, at that point, I was probably pretty like, oh my gosh, like Amberlynn, we're friends. We Snapchatted each other. Yes. Like we messaged back and forth regularly. Like, what is my life? Yeah, no, I've actually had quite a history with all of the Amberlynn posse. Like I also message Eric. Well, I haven't messaged Eric in a very long time, but we used to message back and forth. I mentioned this on Michael's stream yesterday, but I still get regular messages from Dana on Instagram, just like out of nowhere. She like responds to my stories. And I used to also talk to Rafe all the time as well. Although I wasn't like convincing Rafe to get her cat fixed. So like, but that's probably a good transition to y'all because that's around the time that I stopped fucking with Amber because that was a whole mess.
Eve was kind of the pioneer in downloading her rants on YouNow and showing the YouTube community just how vile she can be on different platforms. And I know that I have a biased opinion on that, Amberlynn, and yes, that is the correct terminology for my opinion on that, just in case you're wondering. I know you're watching. So I think Eve should kind of give her her journey into like downloading those and putting them up and seeing her fan base, because in a way you and Zach were both kind of the OGs in that sense, like the first people to like kind of like start putting some extra Amberlynn content out there. And so kind of give us your like backstory into like your like journey to Amberland.
All right, so I didn't start recording her streams until like the better part of a year after finding her, but after the whole Damon White thing and the rape video, and what finally made me start recording these things was the drunken YouNow on Valentine's Day 2 years ago.
Yes.
Iconic.
And I was just like, I'm so pissed, this is nowhere. So after that, I was like, you know what, she goes live around the time when I have time, so I'm just gonna record them. I'm watching them anyways. And yeah, that evolved into this.
Right. And even I kind of knew each other a little bit before all of this or whatever. So like we kind of have some like a little, I don't know if it's hidden too,
we have
history. Like, yeah, we have history. I started watching her. I watched her when she first moved to Florida. And I wasn't a part of the Crystal era, but I was definitely a part of the Destiny era, which is, in my opinion, the best era.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love. Okay.
During this time, I was going through a lot in my life. My mother had gotten into a like, really bad car accident, and I was 580 pounds, and I couldn't help her the way I wanted to help her. And so I was looking into getting weight loss surgery. And so I would Google, or I would YouTube search weight loss surgery, like vlogs or diaries and and Amberlynn Reid would come up, because that's what she was tagging in her fucking videos, was weight loss journeys, weight loss surgery, all that shit. And so I started watching her, and I felt for her, because I could see myself in her a little bit, and I could understand the plights of being super fucking overweight and how hard it was. Now, as time went on, I started to see more of her character flaws, and my opinion changed pretty fucking rapidly. As soon as more and more stuff started to come out with her, I know the clear marker in my change in opinion of her definitely came with the rape video, and that thing still to this day gets my blood boiling, so I'm not going to touch too much on it. But so yeah, my opinion changed on her, and I was part of like groups and stuff like that and Discords, and that's how Eve was there too. We got catfished by Amberlynn Reid, and that was how. And that was hard, dude. She came in trolling full force. Like we've commiserated on this. She was deep, dude. Gay black man. I think that's another reason why I have like a personal, I don't want to say a vendetta, but it really fucking gets me that like she would get an educated black gay man and impersonate that person. But so yeah, and we were also a part of the whole Rafe cat fixing controversy. I wasn't personally involved per se, like contacting the vet or anything, but I was definitely there to support and like encourage Rafe to like get these animals the health care that they so rightfully deserve, because they're animals too, and they have a right to fucking get some kind of veterinary care. And I was on this fucking wonderful stream. I know some people remember me from that, but that was a long time ago. And now I did used to record reaction videos for a small select group of people, and those are forever gone, and they will never.
So good.
For a good couple months I would record them and just to put them for like a private group, and they were interesting. They kind of leewayed me, and honestly, it was that group of people who encouraged me to like, you know what, you should make a YouTube channel. I think you would be good at it. Blah blah blah, and I always felt kind of about it, because I am comfortable enough with saying I don't really deal with criticism the best, and I didn't know if I wanted to open myself up to feeling or to getting kind of critiqued on levels, because I mean I don't get a lot of hate. I don't get nearly as much hate as Amberlynn gets, but when I do get some, and Eve knows, like I've contacted her about this before, like someone will say something to me and it really fucking gets to me, and I have to be talked off that ledge a lot. And I'm willing to like be real about that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much been my journey so far. And I made the Face of a Hater video where I dressed up as Amberlynn and put makeup on to Shania Twain's "I Feel Like a Woman," and here we are today. I think Miriam, were you like you're the next one, right? Because Willow, when did you start posting? Like a month and a half ago on Amberlynn?
Like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks. And Miriam, you've been doing it for like a couple months now, right?
Yeah, probably almost 2 months.
So give us your rundown into Amberland.
Okay, same with you. It was the Florida years. That's why Destiny is like, what's happening? I need her back in my life. Like, she's such an asshole, but I love her for that. So, like, I always loved Amberlynn. I never hated her or like hated on her, but because she's a train wreck and she's hilarious to watch, you know?
Right.
But, like, I would see other videos made on her. Am I coming on there?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like, mine is like
Doing great.
So I just like was watching videos about her and just like I didn't vibe with that many people. It's like let me like put this girl in check like in a little bit lighter way. So I just did it randomly. I was gonna do one video. It was the struggle video, and I swear I could not hold like all my comments inside me. Like I had to take them out. Like they just had to come out. So I made one video and people liked them. And then here we are. I'm just saying everything I've always thought about her. Like, yes, she's crazy, but that's why I love her.
Yeah.
By the way, everyone, I'm the nice one out of all these people. So.
Agreed.
It's true.
And I'm so jealous. Okay, first of all, I would say like I'm the nice one, but she has not wrote me back on Instagram.
You've gotten no call outs.
Contact with this woman, and she does not care about me. And like I legit love her. Like,
yeah.
I don't understand what's happening.
I mean, you almost have like friendship bracelets, aren't you? At like that stage, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh.
Yes, I want to visit her, and I'm planning on going whether she wants me to or not. So, I mean, yeah. My mom's worried about me, by the way. She is. She's just like, what? She thinks I should be doing better things with my life at the moment, but this is
important. This is the God's work. This is important work you're doing out here.
This is my destiny. Again, destiny, hello.
Right?
Yes.
It's in the
It all
stars.
makes sense.
It's written out in the stars.
And I made so many friends, all my little ratchet friends. You guys are
I
awesome.
know. All right,
that's
Willow.
it. So,
Willow,
yeah.
give us your little rundown into Amberland, because I honestly want to say the first video I saw of yours was the video before Toxic Shock Lake. It was the one with the fire and the yes. Right. I literally, and let me tell you, my group of friends, when they fucking saw that video, lost their damn minds collectively. They collectively lost their fucking minds. And I literally was like, yes, King. Yes, this is amazing. This is exactly what we need. So give us your little rundown into like Amberland and like how your channel's taking off too. So like, you know.
Thank you. Oh my God. Hi, Amber. I first found Amberlynn, it must have been January, and it was like, I think it was a Vlogmas video. And the only way I found it is because like it was like YouTube on a TV, and like no one was signed in on it, so it just kind of remembers like the recommended of like whoever is watching whatever. And then so it, like I saw, I don't know what thumbnail it was, clicked on it, and just like the first thing that I thought was like, this is weak content. To be nice, like the theme was like a copyrighted Christmas song that she like played from her phone into a microphone, and that's when I was like, that's when I like didn't turn it off, and I was like, what is this? And that's how I got into the whole thing. What got me posting about it, I think, well, I had seen Zach's stuff before. Like, I thought it was like funny, like the cooking things, like actually, but like even he like couldn't like follow the recipe exactly. Like, he was like, so she does this, but like I just honestly like do not have it in me to like do that so wrong.
Right.
And then, but then what got me to start making my own was I saw Michael's first one, and then from that, like the recommendeds kept coming of like, I think I saw one of your first live streams about it and stuff, and I was like, I have things to say on this.
Yeah. I think ultimately that's like the commonality of us too, is that like you get to a point where you absorb so much of this content and you're like, I need my voice to be heard just a little bit more than everyone else's. And so you're like, I'm going to make a video and I'm just going to go out there and see what happens. And like, then you find out, honestly, I think the success of our channels is kind of is a cursor to like just how fucking bad it is going on over there. Because I don't think people would gravitate to us if the majority of her subscribers liked her.
Exactly.
You know? And I think that that's far more, and I've said this in past videos, I think that and her insecurity behind all that too, I think it's far more telling of like the fan base that she's fostered than us by any means. Because we wouldn't be here, to be real, some of us. I mean, I know my videos first started with her. I'm going to talk on my account. I would probably not be making videos if Amberlynn did not exist. And I will say that freely. Like, it's not that, it's no skin off my back. But it's so interesting to me that this non-riveting content has like just it's just exploded, and like now we're here, like I don't know, it's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I for sure would not be here without her. And I just want to be clear about that I have no other content on my channel. I don't also talk shit about Chantal Foodie Booty all the time either. God. So like, Amberlynn is my only success in life. It's all I've ever accomplished. It's all I ever want to do for the rest of my life. Right. I just really have nothing else going on in my life.
Throw those other 2 degrees in the trash bag. You'd be nothing.
Yeah.
You'd be nothing. I mean, we can talk a little bit about Foodie Beauty, because I think all of us have talked about her at some point.
My gosh. Yeah.
She might strike this channel down as we're doing it, but whatever. Like,
Is she really doing that? Because I just found out about her. Like,
she like struck down the spitting drama llama.
Yeah.
But like, literally, I think she usually like tries to direct that hate towards me specifically. Like, if you look at the comments on those things, it's always like, oh my God, Zachary Michael, blah, 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 blah. And like, never, not once, no. So I think like she's all talk. Like, it really doesn't make sense that she wouldn't want us to have videos out there about her anyways, because I think like Michael's talked about this, that it's like a symbiotic relationship for both her and Amberlynn. Like, it's not a bad thing for them that we are bringing attention to their channels. Like, I have lots of people that are like, Zach, I didn't know who Chantal was before I watched your channel, and I have subscribed to her now. So like, you're welcome, Chantal.
But first of all, the real important thing is, did she move the car or not to give the homosexual?
She did not move that fucking car. She did not move that fucking car.
Before she taped, you know what I mean?
I think that she had a couple extra cheeseburgers in the passenger seat, and she just gave him her second meal. Like, I think if she had been real about that, I think no one would have cared. I'd be like, yeah, I believe that you got 5
But
extra
let's also be honest. The guy that she pointed to
wasn't homeless.
The guy she pointed to was walking away, like, wasn't even walking in the general direction of her car. He was just like randomly in the background. Yeah. I don't even think the guy existed.
And he had car keys. Didn't he have car keys?
It has like a nice belt. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Canadian homeless people look, but I mean, that's not how they look down here. Like, I mean, you got shoes with no holes in them, and like, I don't know. That may be a really gross generalization that I just made, but no, whatever.
It's true though. It's true.
Yeah, she's honestly, in many ways, I find Chantal to be a little bit more despicable than Amberlynn.
Yes. Retweet. Yes.
Amberlynn is a little bit less malicious. Chantal's a fucking evil bitch, and I'll say that to her face. Like,
Chantal's actions have devious intentions, and I think that's a big difference between her and Amber.
Right. And I think it's also funny to like kind of come for us in a sense, because bitch, if you don't think I will not scour the internet for these fucking receipts and play them to like 50,000 people, you got me fucked up. Like, I will find every little nasty ass thing that you've ever said. I'll fucking go digging in that fucking cavern of nastiness and get those dingleberries out if I need to. Like,
dig.
Like, I have no problem going there, and it took me literally 30 seconds to find the CPS clip. So, you know, I don't know. She's crazy. All right, so I think that's kind of a good segue into like I don't want to say our intentions, but like kind of our how we land on the spectrum of like nasty to nice, right? So like Eve and I probably land on the side of so nasty and so rude.
Yeah.
And Zach and Willow and Miriam, you probably land more on the nicer side. You guys do kind of, you're not as mean or cynical about her by any means. So I think, how do you guys deal with like not just wanting to just call her every fucking name of the book? Because like it's really hard for me, and I have to edit out a lot of really not really awful things, but like I have to edit out a couple bitches and a couple. I mean, I keep them by I'm not afraid to say the words, but how do you guys like really hold? Is it just something more of a personal thing where it's like you don't want to go that low, or is it
I can do that with anyone. Like, honestly, like I cannot like be that harsh.
Mm-hmm.
I may be thinking a lot of things, but I just like, I cannot physically say them because I feel bad. I don't know. I'm very sensitive. I'm sensitive myself. So like if someone were to come at me the way you do, Michael, I'd be crying so bad. But believe me, I like have the same thoughts as you guys, just I'm a little bit more PG about it. I don't know. That's it.
Yeah. Well, you're also like, you work with kids for a living, right? So I'm sure that like that probably plays into that.
A former teacher too, so so it's like ingrained in my head. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I believe it. Yeah.
Right.
Willow, like, what's your take on that?
It's just like I'm in a weird like kind of state where it's like I don't want to hate anybody ever, like just for being them, but I definitely want to stand up for things that I believe in and like not back down and things like that. So it's like I think like she's like doing a bunch of shitty stuff. I think she needs to get her life together, but like I hope she does get her like shit together. But until then, like I have no problem. Like the fucking animal stuff is brutal. She does like, so like I like, if you want to call me like mean for that, like whatever, like I don't know. I feel like it's like justice.
Right.
Like if she got her shit together, like I would be like, all right, you know what? Cool. I'll just retro react.
Yeah, exactly. Zach, what's your where do you land on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's something that I have struggled with a little bit in like creating my channel, because something that's like important to me is that everything I do really in my life reflects like my personal values and integrity. And I think like some people have like come at me in my comments saying like, how can you work in education and be so rude and mean to Amberlynn Reid, this, that, the other. And I honestly think that I care a lot about things like mental health and anxiety and things like that specifically. I work with a lot of college students, not in like a medical practitioner side of things, but from just like a support kind of thing, that it bothers me when she puts out misinformation about mental health and anxiety. And those are things that I also like deal with in my own personal life. And so if people are perceiving like me being critical of how she engages in sharing misinformation about that or weight loss or things that like really impact people's lives, if they are out on the web, like you mentioned, Michael, like looking for somebody to relate to and learn from and understand their journey, she's putting out all kinds of misinformation, and that shit is just like not okay with me. Like I think that that's like garbage to do to people who really are trying to like seek help. So then you throw in all the other ridiculous stuff that she does on top of it, and I'm just like, whatever. Like this woman, to some extent, like is asking for. Because let's also be like honest that she's a troll and like knows what she's doing. So I don't feel that bad about it at the end of the day, you know?
Right.
I don't know. Sorry, I talk too much.
No.
Oh, you're good.
No, perfect. Eve, like we kind of land more on, like I said, the more nasty and rude kind of side of things or whatever. And honestly, it's interesting to me how she dislikes you so much because like in your videos you don't really talk. You don't talk that much. Like we can hear you in the backgrounds giggling, which I fucking love, by the way. But it's not like you're on here being like, fuck that bitch, like how I do.
Right. Yeah.
But I want to know like how you feel about, because low key, like Eve and I have very similar senses of humor and we fucking just go back and forth with each other on shit all the time. So, but like kind of give us like your take on like your commentary or like why you think the way you think too.
Well, I never meant to make commentary like ever. I just wanted to have an archive channel, but then I think my first voiceover was when all my videos were getting flagged and for bullying and shit like that. So I shut everything down and made a little video asking if anyone knew where I could host the videos. After that, I was like, fuck it, I'll make commentary. People heard my voice anyways. And I kind of just, I don't know, I don't use a filter very much. I try not to curse as much because I know some people have delicate ears, but yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah, it also what's very interesting to me too with Eve's channel is how hard the Am Babies came for her. Like you've kind of talked a little bit about it or whatever, but like they really came for her. Like they try to strike her channel, which is interesting to me. And I'm not please don't go and start striking my channel because I'm saying this now or whatever. But like I find it interesting. Like I've never really received any. The only copyright things I get are during my live streams. It's because I play music in the background. So,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, initially people were angry because they're like, "You're making money off of Amber," even though my videos are clearly not monetized. My channel isn't monetized. I'm not receiving super chats. I don't have a PayPal or anything like that. And then after they understood that, they're just like, well, you're just a creepy stalker. But it's like you watch the videos. A lot of people watch and enjoy the videos, whether they like or dislike Amber. So you're just gonna get something shut down that you enjoy.
Exactly. And I honestly, in the world of Amber or whatever, I use Eve's channel a lot for like finding things or cross-referencing things that she says, because the lies are so like insurmountable at this point that like it's just she can't keep track of it, and she's just not a good liar anymore. It's a laziness level to it too. I think she just doesn't even give a fuck enough to even try to like continue the lies anymore. But when it comes to like how I perceive her and what I like post as my content, I guess, I just out of fucks to give, really. And and Zach, in the same vein, like I talk about how I'm going to school for nursing and da 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 da. The irony is, I get a ton of nurses that come to me and they're like, I think exactly how you think, that there's no, like, keep doing you, blah, blah, blah. The people who have no kind of education or no background in medical field or whatever are the ones that are the most upset about what I have to say. Because the truth is that, and I know this, I had a parent as a teacher, teacher as a parent, the fuck. And my grandmother was an educator, my mother was an educator. And I know that they hold teachers to a higher standard or whatever, but I learned at the end of the day that they're all just fucking human beings. So yes, your doctor may be a doctor, but best believe that fool got some shit that he probably thinks and just doesn't say out loud or says in the confines of his home or when you leave the room. Okay. Like, so I am like, I just don't care that much to really censor myself too much. I don't go super low. Like I try not to, like, there are lines to like my, how I feel about her. And I've talked about this before, like, especially when it comes to her mental health, like it does concern me to an extent, and I'm not going to attack her too much on it. My thing is how she acts, how she pretends as though that is supposed to give her a shield from any kind of like accountability in her life. Like, oh, I have depression, so that means that like I can sit on here and wallow in it and profit off of it. while simultaneously attacking people. Like, I don't understand. And then we're not allowed to say anything back. Like, I don't get that. I don't understand, you know. And in a way, it's interesting because I'm way more cruel than Zachary is. And at this point, we're kind of the only two people really that have gotten, and Pam. I don't want to talk about her.
Oh, Pam.
But we're kind of the only people that have been, and Eve too. We're the only people that have been like called out, which I think is fucking hilarious to me, because I think she knows that by like calling us out, it's gonna drive more views. But she pretends like she's the victim and that like what we're doing is so awful and cruel. Well, bitch, the way you get rid of us is you ignore us. You just pretend that we don't exist.
Right.
Because the truth is, when she started talking about me, I got a huge bump in views and subscribers. I'm not gonna lie. Like, so she goes about it in like the complete wrong way. And like I've said before too, when it comes to calling her names or making fun of her in certain ways. I mean, I've made fun of her weight. I've said this before, people have made fun of my weight. I've been a big bitch. I know what it's fucking like. I understand what it's like to like not know if you're going to fit in a seat. I understand it. But at the same time, she's made fun of fat people. She's made fun. She's accused someone of raping her. Like, she's falsely accused people of raping her. She's made a 50-minute long video talking shit about Rafe and her wife, talking about how she lives in a fucking hovel of mud and
Which I have the link to, if any.
Yeah. So it's like the receipts are here. So it's hard for me in my life. I treat people how they treat people. So if you go around and you're nice to people, I'll be nice to you. As soon as you start doing things that are against my morality or my ethics, that's when I'm like, well, the fucking gloves are off. I don't know why I have to hold myself to a higher standard. And if 2016 has taught me anything, going high doesn't always accomplish what we want in the end. Okay. And I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's not 2016. Let's think about what happened in 2016. Okay. But I'm over playing nice. And I did that for a long time. And I'm fucking over it, you know? And I've turned a blind, and there's been experiences in my life as being a person of color or being a gay man where I had to turn the other cheek and just walk away, even for my size, you know, as a 6'6" man who's, you know, like, I could do some fucking damage out here in these streets if I really wanted to, but I always walked away because it was the right thing to do. And I'm over it now. Like, I'm just going to fight back. And in life too, when I feel like I'm some injustice is coming my way, I speak my mind, and it just is what it is. And if you don't like what I have to say, then bitch, you shouldn't have said anything at all. That's just how I feel. And that's just how I'm going to continue to like live my motto or my life. I'm not afraid to like speak my truth. And if it gets me in trouble at the end of the day, then let me fucking deal with that. I don't know. Like, if it's my cross to bear, so fucking be it. Is what it is. Fight me.
Yeah, like I think it's so true. Like she's got like a shield, you know. Like I got this one comment, and like it's just so stupid. And they're saying like how could you make fun of an obese lesbian for a quick buck? And I was like, first of all,
how can I not?
Joke's on you. I'm not monetized yet. I'm doing this for no reason.
Right.
Second, like when did I make fun of either of those things?
Right.
Like I never made fun of like any sexual orientation. Like maybe I have said something about her weight, but like honestly, if she was a chain smoker and I said something about her smoking, then like I don't think it would be a problem.
Right. That's how I feel about that too, is especially like in the land of obesity, or like, I don't want to say body positivity, and I'll make a video about this later or whatever, but they use that like as like a means to like deflect any kind of constructive critique. And it really bothers me because I don't think you should like use your weight, or like, I don't know. It gets to me. It gets to me on like a personal level. And in a sense, I kind of have a little bit of an insight, and I'm sure a lot of people do too, because the truth is that a lot of overweight people are the harshest critics of Amberlynn. And I think that that's telling too into like what kind of environment she's fostered, right? And I think the silent majority, like she likes to call it, are people who were fans who just can't fucking stand her anymore. and it shows in her like-dislike ratio.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have been on the same quote-unquote journey with her since she started YouTube, and they're incredibly successful. They've lost a lot of weight and become more
That
healthy.
too.
Right.
I have
Meanwhile,
gotten so
here
many
she
comments
is.
of people being like, I started watching her 2 years ago and I've lost 80 pounds.
Exactly, yeah.
Like-
89.
89 pounds. 89 lbs, the famous. The famous. I mean, if she ever makes merch and she has a shirt that says like, I lost 89 pounds.
I would buy it.
I would buy it too. I'd buy it in a heartbeat. I mean, I have a shirt
Make
that
it
says
first.
Teen Trash on it. Like, it, you know, I'm here for it.
Question. Wait,
yeah.
oh, sorry. I'm not
No,
the,
go
like, the
ahead.
moderator or anything, but
No, go
I
ahead.
just feel like a couple times people have brought up like monetization of our channels, and I feel
Mhm.
like it's something that I've had some feelings about for a while
Oh, please.
and would like to get out.
Yes.
So here's my thoughts, because people love to come for me and say like, oh my God, like you're making money off of whatever, Chantal and Amberlynn being fat, XYZ, whatever. And I'm just like, okay, yes, I am. Thank you. I'm glad I got the money. I'm not mad about it. But also, y'all, Amberlynn, if she's telling the truth, makes $10,000 a month being garbage, like being
Right.
literal human garbage. And
Right.
you're mad that I'm making money off of her? Like,
Right.
are you kidding me? Like, she literally is making money off of like clickbaiting, getting her cat fixed, and
Right.
clickbaiting her
Right.
weight, and clickbaiting all of these things. Like, girl, don't come for me. Like, yes, I'm gonna collect my coins because I deserve them. If
Right.
Amberlynn can get her coins, I'm gonna get mine too. Sorry, I just
Right. And
and I
also,
hope you'll get to monetize your channel soon because you
Right.
deserve it.
and also, I got monetized at the beginning of July too. I haven't received a fucking check from Google yet. That process in itself is a fucking nightmare.
Ugh.
But also, I would like to point out, bitch, I had money before I started. doing it.
Yes, also
So-
retweet.
Yes. So I'm okay. I'm okie fucking dokie. And like, we can compare 1099s if we really need to go that fucking far. But like, that whole argument is fucking annoying as fuck to me also. Like, I bought, you know what? I've had a YouTube channel for 3 fucking months and I've already upgraded my shit more than Amberlynn's done in 4 fucking years.
Right.
So I got a mic, I got a new camera. I'm at least trying a little bit because I didn't realize I was going to get 10,000 subscribers. Like, I didn't realize that this was all going to happen. And you know what? I'm going to try to make good content for the people who like me and are my fans. And that's how I feel like I can give back. I'm not going to like go on here and make my fans feel shitty for my flaws or my, like, that's the thing that really gets me too with Amberlynn is she has this innate ability to just make her fans feel like shit for like wanting her to be better. And that, like, I'm like, whoa, like that fucking blows my mind. Also the whole monetization or whatever, like, she makes money off of exploiting her obesity. Okay. And people have asked me like, oh, what do you think about people like Candy Fox? Or what do you think about people like this? Candy Fox is a real ass bitch who does real ass shit. And I respect her forever for that. Okay. So like, I don't have a thing against fat women. I don't know where that's come from or whatever. Your gender I don't give a fuck about your gender, bitch. You could be a plastic bag. I'll talk shit about you. Like, it doesn't really matter that much to me. So that's not the case either. But I am going to continue to speak my opinion until no one fucking wants to hear it anymore. Like, and that's just how it's going to be. And I have some Christian cringe videos that are planned and coming out. So like, don't be afraid. I really honestly think they're mad that I'm just not talking about them. And in fact, I've gotten some emails, people being like, can you drag my channel? Like, I'm not going to just drag you for no reason. That's not how I operate. Like,
But how does that differ from like E-News? It's like
Yes.
Right. TMZ.
I don't know.
it's like a different world of celebrities. It's the same thing.
Right.
It's a whole like genre of YouTube channels. Like, we are hardly the only 5 people that are like providing commentary on YouTubers. Like, there's so many drama channels out there that provide commentary. Like, it's ridiculous.
And the only difference is that our subjects have issues with rolling out of bed in the morning. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's not of my doing. I didn't do that to her. Okay. So why should I feel bad?
So harsh.
because she couldn't put the hot Cheetos down. That's not me. That's not my fault.
Right.
Like, shit, girl, please. But, okay. We kind of touched on this a little bit. Amberlynn has gone through phases, right, in her life. She went through the Crystal, Destiny, Becky era. She's also tried to do things that were trendy as fuck on Twitter. And I've wanted to ask Willow and Miriam about this so much because she did her whole veganism thing because veganism was the cool thing to do at the time. I mean, veganism's still cool, but like there were tons of people like, I'm going vegan, not for the right reasons. I'm going vegan because it'll get me the views. And I want you guys to like talk about like a little bit about how you feel about her using veganism, I guess, to like get some views.
Miriam, let's go ahead.
I don't know. Honestly, when she went vegan, I knew she wasn't gonna be vegan. She just because it was a cool thing to do. People came to her channel, yada yada. But I knew it wasn't gonna last. But I don't know. It's like the one thing that bothered me with the mukbang with the 2 veggie burgers.
Yeah.
Like, that still bothers me because I was still rooting for her to like be a healthy vegan or at least like try to be on the path to change. But no, it was always like an abundance. So that's how I knew she wasn't going to stick with it.
Right. It was like 6 bowls of rice.
Yes. It's like everything has to be so extreme all the time. I just don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm not a crazy vegan, so I don't really care either way. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Willow?
Yeah, like I mean, I don't care. I don't care if people are healthy vegans or not. I think honestly, if she actually like went full vegan, I don't think there's any way possible she wouldn't be able to lose weight.
Right.
Like I think like she could literally eat anything vegan. I think she would still.
But she wouldn't go out to eat though.
Right.
Like as much, right?
Yeah.
As much.
But, like, and yeah, I won't go too deep because I got the whole video like reacting to it. But it's like she in like an hour of like her decision, she was like, yeah, so I'm doing it for the animals. It's just not right to eat them anymore. And it's like I don't want to be obviously I'm not going to be the typical vegan that's just like dragging the people who are like almost attempting to instead of like the people who don't even bother. But yeah, it's just like, all right, like honestly, like take those videos down if you give up. Like
right.
You're clearly lying. Like it was a lie. You don't care. Like you don't like don't pretend to care is the thing.
Right.
Like
where does her humiliation and embarrassment begin?
She has none.
Like
she honestly has none.
That's
I don't think she has any kind of self-awareness.
Very interesting about her.
Yeah, and
Zach and she doesn't have self-awareness. That's the true mark of a low cow. It makes sense.
Zach and I can kind of like talk a little bit about this too because I'm all for my LGBTQ friends. Like I love them, I support them, I do everything for them. It really irked me with the Pride video recently.
Yeah,
and these motherfuckers got fucking #LoveWins rainbow flags in their fucking kitchen, right? We got to see it every fucking day during her daily feed. And this bitch couldn't even be bothered to sit at Pride. You could have sat on the fucking curb for an hour. Not that she'd be able to get up, but like it really gets to me how she uses these communities, right? She uses the vegan community. She uses the LGBTQ community. She's using the mental health community, right? She's using the body positivity community. She uses all of these communities to embolden or bolster her narratives, to play the victim, and then to get views, and then has no kind of charitable, and I'm not saying she needs to go out and like donate to charity or whatever, but she doesn't even acknowledge them or like promote them or anything. She doesn't do anything for them. In fact, she makes it look worse. So, I mean, how do you feel about that, Zach? Like, as a gay man?
Things that piss me off. So I've said this before too. Like one of the reasons I did start also watching her was because she was in the LGBT community. Mm-hmm. I enjoy supporting other LGBTQ creators, etc. And I don't know. I'm not going to be on board with the folks that are like, I don't think she's actually a lesbian, but I think that she certainly exploits her sexuality as a means to gain viewers. Because like even in that stupid like audition reel thing, which if y'all are watching, I have a reaction coming like sometime after this stream.
Zachary,
But
Michael, go there.
even in that, she like emphasized, I'm a lesbian. Like, girl, if you've been watching your channel, we know we have to sit through awkward, uncomfortable relations you have with every single girlfriend you've had on this channel. Like, we get it. Like, why are you making such a big deal? And then on top of that, the only other thing that pisses me off, and I know I have a whole live stream about this as well, but like her continued like transphobia and like nonsense related to trans people really actually infuriates me, because like, don't sit here and like try to pull in all depths of like the LGBT community and say like, oh, come watch my channel. I'm a lesbian. I'm a good ally. I love everybody. I can't be arsed to go to fucking Pride, but I'm a great lesbian. And then like say all these like rude ass things about Casey. Like continuing, like acknowledging that you're going to continue dead naming Casey, continue wrong pronouns, misgendering, and then 2 days later, get on your Instagram from your bed and talk about how you're mad because some random commenter thought that Twinkie was a boy dog instead of a girl dog. Like, girl, get out of here.
Right.
Take a seat. Go find a seat somewhere that's not your bed. Like, I need you to go.
Go lay down in the shower or something. She fucking the transphobia thing like really got to me too. That was in my first video. I talked about that because I just think it's so rude on so many levels. But also another thing that really gets me too is how she uses her sexuality as like a way of attacking people. Oh my God, I've gotten so many people that like said like I must not like lesbians or something. Like, no, that's stupid. That's not true at all. But also, she uses her sexuality to attack her girlfriend. So I don't really get how, I don't understand how she has fans really, but you know, in one of her last vlogs, you could clearly see Becky was upset that Amber would even suggest the fact that she may be attracted to a boy or a man. And instead of really understanding where her partner was coming from, she continued to poke at her and tease her. And you could clearly see that Becky was upset about it and she was bothered.
They're two very insecure people.
Super insecure, you know? And I mean, I know that a lot of people say that like she's a lesbian out of convenience, and I don't know if that's necessarily true, and I'm not going to be like that much of a dick to even imply that or whatever. But like I do think that like she is with people out of convenience. I don't think it has much to do with like their sexuality or whatever. Also, I kind of wanted to talk about this too. Do we feel like Amberlynn is low-key predatory, like a predator?
Yeah.
Like if you've watched her long enough or whatever, when she first met Casey was 16 years old. Amber was 19. She came out for a trip to visit him and then ended up so conveniently that her mother and grandmother didn't want her to come back and lived with Casey and his single mother in like a 1-bedroom apartment. And if you look up her Facebook posts during this era and during this time, it's gross, the amount of shit that she put that family through. And also when she met Crystal, she met Crystal and then got up there and lived there and was getting paid by the family to be around there.
Well, there was also a girl before Crystal during the end of Casey era.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And she would also buy gifts and send money and, you know, gifts and things to Amber through the mail. But they got in a fight or whatever, and she just kind of like dropped off of Amber's Facebook page, and that's when she started talking to Crystal shortly afterwards.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy. See, like there's just this pattern with her. She did this with Destiny too. Like as soon as Crystal was done with her, she was already on Kick or whatever the fuck she was on, talking to Destiny, and Destiny's up there driving to meet her 5 days later and bringing her back to Florida. You know, and I just find it very interesting how like she's managed to wrangle in these people and latch herself onto them. Becky, in a sense, is unique in the fact that Amber now makes enough money off YouTube to be sustainable. She just doesn't have the ability to drive to Cheesecake Factory. I think that's the only reason why Becky is around at this point, and to help her wash. But you know, I find her to be incredibly malicious in her relationships. And also it's very telling, and I've said this before, it is very telling to me how this bitch has no one from her past that is willing to claim her.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
It's very weird to me that she's got no childhood friends, her mom and her aunt don't talk to her. I know her brother and her dad are talking to her again.
Well, she says
But
her
honestly,
mom.
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, she says her mom's talking to her again, but
don't
on
believe it.
Facebook, she's not. Her mother isn't acknowledging her comments towards her. Like her brother made a post and she said something, replied to her mom's comment, and her mom didn't answer and just like replied to someone else who also replied. So I don't know what's going on with them, but yeah.
I think honestly, the dad and the brother are talking to her with their hands out like this. And
Yes.
waiting
Give us
for
money.
whatever.
I hope not, but it seems to be the case.
Dude, I mean, if someone beat the shit out of me my whole fucking life, I don't think I would talk to them. I've cut a lot of people out of my life that were incredibly mentally and physically abusive to me. I mean, here's a little truth. I don't talk to my mom anymore because of reasons like that. I don't understand what they're trying to do. I don't if either she's extremely desperate to have some kind of family and she's willing to overlook those things, but they seem like bottom feeders to me, and I think that they see the money. And the brother's getting married. I would not be surprised if he's not going to reach out for Amber to help fund that wedding. Like, there's just a lot of things that I think are going to like come down in the next couple of months if this continues. I don't know. Unless she gets on My Section of Pound Life, she can't do vlogs anymore. I don't know.
Well, I can't wait for the vlog when she goes to her brother's wedding. But tying into the
Yeah, like a year after it happens.
Like she can get on the plane.
Oh God. But tying into the whole predatory thing, if you notice, her pattern of partners, they have never been like fully functioning regular members of society that have a healthy family, social, and like they don't have employment, they're not going to school. Crystal did start going to school, but the only person that we see like this in her life who is like a quote unquote normal person is Becky. And even so, as we get to know her more, the more like unstable and questionable she becomes.
Right.
So I just want to note that before I totally forgot.
She has a knack for finding people who are weaker, at least when it comes to their mind and their mental fortitude, and she plays on those insecurities and those faults or those weaknesses to get what she wants out of them, So it really bothers me. I'm sure Destiny's family did a hurrah when she was finally done there. I'm sure Crystal's family, I honestly think Crystal's family was like, I think because Crystal was supposed to come and stay with her for like a week or something during the whole breakup.
They canceled it.
They canceled that. So I think there's more to like, and we've gotten a little bit from Casey and his mom too about like what it was really like living with her and dealing with her and how she felt entitled to things, which really I don't understand considering she lived in foster care. Because I mean, I have friends that were adopted or friends that grew up in the foster system, and they're like the least entitled people that I know. So it's a very weird conundrum to me.
What is everybody's favorite era of Amberlynn?
Destiny. Density.
Destiny. Destiny, and when they're in Kentucky, because that's when we got the like hot Cheeto mukbangs and stuff.
In that boarding house, right?
Yes, and the Dollar Tree Haul.
Yes.
And the fake government job.
Oh no.
God. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about too is in her her audition reel, she talked about how if it doesn't come out of her mouth, then it must be a lie. Which
oh
to
my
me
God,
was
that was so funny.
So it was dark to me. I remember watching that on the stream and being like, whoa, like that's some dark ass shit.
She's calling fake news.
Yeah, she's Donald Trump of fucking YouTube, dude. She's the Donald Trump of YouTube.
This is gonna spoil my entire like reaction video, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it. Like, also the things that people are saying about her do come from her mouth. Like,
exactly.
We got the receipts,
exactly.
bitch.
Especially when people try and come after me, like you're spreading rumors about Amber. I'm literally uploading what she said.
Right.
Literally.
It's like as if she like took a video of her like taking a dump, and then we like took a screenshot and uploaded it with a comment saying "ew," and people were like, "Stop making her look bad."
I've literally seen. Oh my god, I'm saying literally so much. It sounds like Amber, but I have seen things like that happen on Twitter and things like that recently. People are that crazy.
Right. It's not a lie, Amberlynn, if like I play your snippet of you saying it. So I mean, if we want to go by like what it is, like what's a lie in Amberland, I don't know. It's alternative facts in her life, I guess. I don't know. It's like we're going down a deep dark hole of just like anti-intellectualism at this point, and just like fucking we're throwing away any kind of like ethics and morality out the fucking window on the way to Cheesecake Factory. It's just fucking gone at this point. And it really concerns me now that we're reaching critical mass. Like, it's not good. It's not a good look. It's not. We're full on delusional. We're full on delusional.
Well, if she was a more clever liar, she could be like, oh, they're taking things out of context. But no, she's just straight up saying everyone's a liar. These are just rumors. You guys are haters. You know nothing. But she's not even trying to be smart about her cover-up. She's just going on Snapchat and being like, holy shit, you guys are wrong. Everyone's wrong. Just listen to me. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah. Like, it's never like, this is why.
Yeah, she doesn't explain things because she can't, because there is no explanation for the things that you have already said and actions you have already done.
Right. With that in mind, like, this is what I've thought about with like in relation to like the Twinkie thing of like the lump and her feeling weird and whatever.
Oh my god.
It's like if she if like it's not like she has no obligation to like say that she took the dog to the vet, like, but however, it would be nice to know that she did, or if she didn't. But like if people, like thousands of people were coming at you saying like your dog's not doing good, you need to like take it to the vet, and if you had already done it, wouldn't you be like, I already took it to the vet, leave me alone?
Right.
But she hasn't said that, so we can only assume that the dog is needing some kind of diagnosis.
Well,
right.
Back in December or January, her and Becky were streaming, and Becky
she cut out.
very that Twinkie has been peeing a lot, and she thinks she might have diabetes. And Amber was like, oh yeah, we should take her to the vet. And this was months ago. Like, if Twinkie has untreated diabetes, she can go blind soon. She can have a lot of problems, and it's not going to be pretty, and it's not going to be vlog worthy or cute. So she may as well just take some of that 11 or 10 grand and take her dog to the goddamn vet.
Right. Yeah, like if she is taken to the vet, like, it's like she should be saying something, because the only reason why she wouldn't say anything is if she hasn't done it, or if she just wants more of the views, like drama build up. So either of those is possible. Like, maybe she did take a dog,
or she doesn't fucking care, because taking Twinkie to the vet does not get her any kind of benefit. She doesn't get anything from it.
She could get a video out of it at the very least. She could get money for spending money on Twinkie, but she just doesn't. Like, I don't understand. She says she has car anxiety. Then she says she loves being in the car. Then she'll go to Cheesecake Factory.
2 hours away to Red Lobster.
Literally a Cheesecake Factory vacation is what she went on instead of taking her dog to the vet.
Instead of going to Sandals, they went to Cheesecake Factory.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, the gross neglect of those animals like really bothers me, and we've actually tried to intervene. I know this is fucked up, but like when Amberlynn dumped those fucking cats, which is what she did. Okay, we're not parsing words. She dumped those cats to live with a girl. That's what she did, because she could have lived in that fucking apartment forever by herself. She's making $10K a month, yo. Like, she
could have had Destiny's room as Twinkie's potty for as long as she wanted.
She did. We know that that's true. I don't understand. Like, these are my fur babies. I love them so much. My fur babies. I love you. I love you. And then, bitch, you dumped your cats. And then when Grace tried to get them veterinary care, free veterinary care, mind you,
Mhm.
you flipped the fuck out. Like literally lost your goddamn mind, which implied to me either she wanted Rarity to have kittens, or she's such a narcissist and she realizes that it makes her look so bad that she had to put like an end to it. And unfortunately, by that time, we had already had the receipts that Rafe was doing this, and we already knew that this was happening. And there was no way of her spinning the story. So that's why she had to have Becky come on YouTube for 40 minutes and say, "You done stirred the pot. You done stirred it."
Stop
And,
it. Oh my God.
I didn't want to have to come to this.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
You know? So, and then we got to see the chin waggling and all that fucking shit.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's like,
On the topic of Becky, I know everyone thinks she's like so sweet. Hashtag save Becky.
No.
Hashtag save
No,
Becky.
ma'am.
But here's the thing. Well, when we first found out that Becky and Amber were dating, like, I don't, you guys are probably familiar with Kiwi Farms, but everyone, they dug into her profiles, dug into Eric's profile, things like that. Becky allowed Eric to post pictures of Becky's ex's period panties and was commenting about how she's such a good actress for staying with this girl for so long. Like, she didn't have to, but she wanted to be friends with her. Why is it such a stretch to believe that she is enabling Amber and she's letting her get this big because she's a good actress? She can stay with her this long for X, Y, or Z reason.
it doesn't have to work.
Exactly. Like, I don't think Becky is as innocent as a lot of people have believed her
She's
to be.
surely not.
Right.
What are your thoughts, Miriam? I know you love Becky.
No,
Yeah.
I don't love Becky at all. It's annoying. Like, she has no balls. Like, I don't understand, but I think she's acting like she doesn't have any balls.
Well, she literally doesn't. So
Right.
She literally doesn't, but there's something about her. She's just so passive and does whatever Amberlynn says. It's just like irks me so bad. Like, but then of course Amberlynn is the meal ticket, so why would she say anything? But I don't know. It's just like her personality is just like pissing me off lately.
Yeah, she has pretty much just taken a backseat in her life. A thing that is also very concerning to me about that whole situation too is they talk so much about how they love each other. Bitch, if you loved each other, y'all wouldn't be letting each other fucking fall apart like so rapidly, so quickly. I mean, Becky is at the fucking doctor every week.
yes.
Every week she's at the fucking doctor for her blood pressure, this, that. She got GERD. I also love that she has a history of GERD and she didn't realize that that's probably why her throat is sore. No, but she hung out with a sick baby for a day, so she's got to have fucking mono or strep or whatever.
She swam in toxic lake.
Yeah, but it's like, bitch, you got acid reflux. Do you know where's your throat and your esophagus at, bitch? And what's it connected to? Your fucking stomach, you dumb cunt. Like, I can't. Like, you could put that 2 and 2 together. Fuck. That's not even. You learn about that shit in middle school. Like, it was just. But the thing is she's rapidly deteriorating. Becky is, and in a sense, I kind of feel for her a little bit. But she's a active participant in her degradation, I guess, at this point. But it just really, it's frightening to me how they say we love each other so much and we care about each other so much, but Becky's still willing to drive her to Cheesecake Factory every week, or to Red Lobster, or to Casa Grande, or wherever to Baskin Robbins on the way home from the movie theaters. Like, bitch, like, if y'all love each other, it's how you can really show each other you love each other. Try saying no every now and then. That's all you've got to say is no.
And
walk
her
to the other
actions
room.
show a lot more than her words.
Exactly.
And by the way, I get friend vibes from her. You know when she would used to look at Destiny? Like, she loved her.
Yes.
I'm sorry to bring up Destiny, but like, I really think she was in love with Destiny. But Becky, no, they're just like sisters and roommates. Like, there's no like romantic love happening. I'm sorry.
Even now when she talks about Destiny, Amber lights up. She lights up.
That Instagram live. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I honestly think Destiny and Amber, as gross as this is, I think Destiny and Amber fucked a lot. I do think that, like, especially at the beginning of the relationship, they were fucking getting it in. fucking rubbing clams, all that good shit.
Well, she would make videos and be like, "I just made you come."
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've seen that. I have.
Yes. Or she would look at the camera and Destiny would like be like half-eyed, like, we just fucked.
That's the quote that I heard in a video.
Oh,
Baby.
Zach's dead. Zach's done died.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I do think that that's why when I say Destiny era is the best era, because it truly was the best era. I mean, we got
That's
some
so
of the most
messy.
iconic videos. We got the Christmas presents haul of 2016.
Oh yeah.
We got the mukbangs. We got the government job where she thought she was a CIA agent or some shit. We got fucking poop bun. We got the breakup was fucking epic.
The breakup was everything.
I lied, guys. I tried so hard
Oh,
to let
no.
you know. Like, I can't. That's some of the best shit ever. Like, fucking gold.
what do you think about Becky? Like, she entertains the idea of being friends still. I don't get that. Like, with
I
she
think
didn't have a problem with Amberlynn talking to Destiny. Like, that would
This
be
is so mature.
Right.
It's mature.
Yeah.
It's so mature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they all wife swap out there because Becky was fucking Rafe and Hannah for a while.
Yeah. Mhm.
Nima, Becky's ex-girlfriend is the girl that with Crystal the period panties girl, or is that a different girlfriend?
That's a different girl. This is the girl I think after period panties.
Okay. So
This I already know
Crystal,
about it.
Her name's Nina, and she's dating Crystal. So Becky's ex is dating.
How does Becky's ex even meet Crystal? Like, Crystal's in Virginia, right?
Amber says she united them.
What?
so essentially
You love an
forwarded Nina's job application as a caregiver to Crystal's parents.
No.
Eve, can you like write like an encyclopedia for us?
Right.
So we can just reference things.
Well, she does have an Encyclopedia Dramatica entry, but it does need updating. It
Oh,
does.
okay. So all the viewers out there, get in on that. Get in on that. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about the supporting characters in Amber's life. So we got Eric and we got Ricky. That's pretty much it now. That's all that she's got or whatever.
No IRL friends.
No,
She has a trans best friend. What are you talking about?
No IRL friends.
No, Zach. She has a trans very, 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 very best friend. Okay.
Who has never
Unless
had
there's
screen
age
time.
of it, it's not correct. So you best come correct with those. But no, I'm kidding. But I want to know like what y'all think about. I know Willow loves Ricky, so I kind of want to get his like kind of 2 cents on Ricky.
The whole Ricky thing that was mostly like that was like a gimmick in some ways, because I never got too deep into the ALR lore, the Amber lore, as I call it. But I remember you've said before, like he said some like I guess like racist shit or
the
like
tokenism shit,
homophobic or something.
Yeah.
So I never got that deep. I just thought it was funny how he's just a fucking savage at like random points, and like the people around him like don't acknowledge like how brutal some of the shit he says is.
Yeah. They just take it. They fucking like literally watching Amber's face when Ricky just fucking reads her the life house down boots or whatever, fucking, and she just like looks so shocked, and there's nothing she can say, because you know the second that bitch goes up against him, her period panties are gonna be all over Facebook.
No, I want the bra. I want the bra.
The bra, yes. On a flagpole and on the front porch, like instantly. But the whole Ricky thing that I was talking about was before Pride, they have this. Eric does this vlog, and he's like, "What does Pride mean to you?" And Ricky and Eric do give some pretty insightful monologues about what it means to be gay in the South and da 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 da. Amber gives some real bullshit. That's how watch that vlog, and that'll show you just how deep Amber really is in life and how it's about as shallow as a kiddie pool. But in that video, they go into this weird diatribe about how they want to have friends because of the way that they look. And it really fucking bothered me. Like, Bricky's like, I want to have a black friend so I can say I have a black friend, and and like, and then Becky's like, yeah, I had this friend in high school and I called her my Latina friend. A bitch better not. If I find out that any of my fucking friends are out here being like, oh yeah, that's Black Michael, I'd lose my fucking mind. I'd show up at your house, cut your fucking tires. Like, it's that's crazy to me. And they sat there and they didn't think anything of it, which really got to me too, because it's like, they're gay, so they would know what it's kind of like to be pigeonholed as just being a gay friend. Like, that fucking sucks. Like, I don't want to be the gay friend. I just want to be your fucking friend. I want to be me. I want to, like, it really got to me. What are your guys' thoughts on all that shit?
Well, I didn't like Ricky at first because I just kind of lumped him in with everything. But as the timeline continues on and he's getting, those irritated looks and a little sassy attitude, I'm starting to lean towards he's not that bad of a guy. He's just like in a shitty beanbag situation.
Yeah. He's stuck between a rock and a blubber place.
Oh no. Stuck between a rock and a beanbag. Okay.
A beanbag,
all right.
Yes.
That's my meanness for tonight. You guys can have it.
Beanbag.
I honestly, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Zach. I've talked so much.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, like, I honestly don't even necessarily dislike Eric either. Like I said earlier in the stream, like, I have talked to him more in depth. I just don't think he has any business making YouTube videos. Like, Amberlynn somehow convinced him that this, like, let me vlog in the most monotone voice and the most boring aspects of my life is interesting. Like, I think at the end of the day, outside of like the period panty gay, whatever, like everything else about him suggests that he's like an okay human. He's just like maybe like backwoods, sticks, whatever. I've grown up with plenty of people like that in my life. So like, I don't know. Like, I just think like he needs to get off this like I'm a great YouTuber thing, because in the like almost year now that he's been doing it, like Michael and I, for example, have surpassed him in subscribers in literally like a month. So like, girl, something you're doing ain't working. That's a lot. Like, but Ricky's okay.
Reality is super boring.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but it's so boring. And all those ads, Amberlynn.
Yes.
Like, how do you have 7 ads and like you did nothing the entire? Like, Eric is doing the exact same thing Amberlynn was doing.
We watched. There was one time there was 3 ads, and during that 3 times he was still cutting chicken. Through 3 fucking ads, you had to watch someone cut chicken. Like the
I can't stomach his vlogs. Like, they're so boring. Like, I can't do it.
I can't watch them.
Yeah.
The other thing that really gets me with Eric too is he's on this train of like, well, I have anxiety, so I don't have to do anything. Like, I have all this. I suffer from panic attacks, and I have agoraphobia and shit like that. I still work. I still go to school. I still, I went to medieval times last night, and that's just the way of like getting over things. And like you have to put yourself out in these experiences to learn. Someone asked me and messaged me on this, like, how did you get over your agoraphobia? And there's a lot of things that I had to do to like get over it, or whatever. I'm not over it either by any means. I still have my moments, but a part of that is challenging yourself to be in environments that are not pleasant and not comfortable, and breaking and surviving those, and being like, yep, now I know I can get through this. I know that now I can go into a room with 100 people and walk out alive and okay. He has decided that because he has anxiety, he doesn't need to be a sufficient adult. He doesn't have to help really, and he can like make these mundane videos on YouTube, and that's enough for him to get by. I don't know, personally on my that's not enough for me. I think that you should like hustle a little harder, do something. I mean, all you got is time to make these fucking videos. You can download some free royalty-free music, put in some cuts and some transitions on that bitch. You got the iPad Pro, honeys. I know the iMovies works on it. So fucking let's figure it the fuck out. Let's spice it up a little bit. Instead, we're doing Amber's acting studio and fucking just, which is essentially doing nothing. Like, and I don't get it. I don't understand.
Right. He had the hookup on getting a boost when he made a channel, so he never had to learn like how to make a good video. like, I mean, I'm still working on that. That's why I started putting out videos, not to talk about myself too much, but like I wanted to start putting shit out, knowing that it was bad and just like improving from it. He's had some time.
Yeah. That's the other thing too, is like, I mean, Amber has recently learned how to jump cut, which is way too much.
No, it's true.
She forgot it.
But the thing too is, whenever I go and I edit things, I get better each time, and I learn new things each time. There's no evolution happening there. Like, there's nothing new there's no new way to film it. There's no, it's interesting to me. Like, it's, you know, and then Amber compares herself to the greatest of all. She thinks she's David Dobrik out here in these fucking streets, making fucking fire content that is just fucking off the charts good. But
it's like they live in a world of delusion. Amber convinced Eric that he could make a few bucks off of YouTube, so that's what he's doing. And he's living in this like little fantasy world almost, where he doesn't really have to do anything. He just gets a few, you know, a little bit of YouTube money. He can buy his drag queen merch and things like that. And Amber's out here thinking that she can be compared to the likes of Shane Dawson because she uploads technically the same type of content where she's just going about her day. And in reality, things are not that simple. A majority of your viewers watch you because of your physical anomaly.
Right.
And a majority of those viewers stay because of the choices you make that are quite insane.
Also, hot take that I just had as we were thinking about this, like, I feel like Amberlynn tries to get a lot of people in her life into doing YouTube. And I think like her encouraging Eric to like go into YouTube is like one kind of way that she has some kind of like control over the relationship. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, yeah. Eric, like you would be nowhere on YouTube. I mean, like she says that literally to me. So like, I'm sure she's like, Eric, you would have no channel if it wasn't.
She tried it with Rafe. She tried it with Rafe. She said shit like that to Rafe when Rafe was doing her streams and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Also, I also find it interesting how like if we're fucking mooches, then what the fuck is Eric?
Right. Yes. Man.
Like
the only difference is he doesn't talk shit or criticize. That's literally the only difference.
He throws indirect passive shade.
That's even worse.
Oh yeah, so true.
He puts her in the fucking thumbnails looking like a fucking giant walking down into a pumpkin patch. You know? That's fucked up. If I don't know, I wouldn't. If that were my homegirl, I wouldn't.
My
do her
homegirl
dirty
would
like
not
that.
post shit like that.
I would not do her dirty like that, and my friends don't do me dirty like that either.
No way. You asked before you even post that shit on Snapchat, let alone YouTube.
I need approval. I have approval rights of everything in your phone that
exactly.
I get fucking veto power.
Precisely.
Yeah, it says so much. Like with you two having more subscribers than Eric, and it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up, but this is my observation. Like, he is a friend of Amber, and you guys are like criticizing her. Like, what's paying out more? You know?
Well, like, and he doesn't delete the critical or even quote unquote hating comments towards Amber on his channel. He lets them fester. So that just shows that he knows that she's a troll. She knows she's a troll, and they're just getting him more views and essentially money through not deleting them.
And honestly, Willow and Miriam, I give it a month or two, and you'll eclipse Eric too. Like, yeah. It's not that hard to fucking. And you guys are growing really fucking fast.
I know, just the fact that I have people other than my mom and my sister watching is amazing.
Yeah, like, isn't it surreal?
I was out there, and then I found all these people. It's awesome.
I mean, we kind of talked a little bit about this on Twitter, but like, Miriam, have you received nudes yet? Like, is that?
Oh no,
nudes?
Yeah.
I have not. Unfortunately, I have not.
Are you open? I know you're a married tot, but like, you have a husband tot.
I'm open to all dick pics. If they're good though, okay? If
right. Okay.
Yeah, we're not the jealous type of couple over here.
Okay, cool. Well, I just in the future. They're coming your way. I'm sure they'll come your way.
Wait, just calm down with the dick pics, okay? Just
watch, they're gonna get flooded now.
Blowing
down. You know what? True story. I've never got a dick pic once in my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this actually, I'm winning.
Public.
Oh god.
Right.
I'm gonna regret that.
Husband Todd's like on it. He's like in the other room.
Oh man.
Thank God I haven't gotten any of that yet. Some of my, feel like I've gotten equal in text form.
Oh well, yeah. I was about to say, Willow, you're like a sex god to a lot of these women's out here.
Yeah.
Like they fucking
not why
love
I'm here.
them.
Everyone
Not
loves
here.
you.
I have a great girlfriend.
Oh yeah, Jamie fine.
I am set.
Jamie's the best. I love
Jamie is gorgeous.
Jamie is second in fancy cat litter to me.
Your guys' lesbian relation. I'm dead.
It's my mom.
No, I go on Jamie's Instagram or whatever, and she's like, should I do makeup? I'm like, you should just be a badass bitch and just go out here and fucking do it up, bitch, because you fucking hot. Like, you know, I want to, you know what? I'd rather see Jamie do a makeup tutorial than Chantal. Like,
Seriously, because her eyebrows look good.
yeah, and Chantal ain't got no ears, so.
She really doesn't. Go
Yeah,
watch her
yeah.
in her pink blazer. She is serving you like
Hold on. Can I look at
executive.
her while y'all are talking?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's wearing this pink blazer, looking like she just stepped out of a boardroom meeting. Eyebrows a mess, and ears nowhere to be found.
Her busy day. I don't know what she did. Her driving her ex-boyfriend to job interviews. Fuck, so busy.
I literally just imagine her like rolling out of bed, being like, "All right, I gotta get my YouTube shit together." Putting on her little blazer, tying her little bun, being like, "All right, showtime, bitches."
I'm gonna let
Turning
these
on the
bitches
camera.
know. Chantal Foodie Beauty 2.0, aka same shit, different day.
Well, like Zach said, she changed her name like how many times? 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
So technically, she would be Foodie Bluebie 3.0.
Flutie Bluebie. She's a trip, dude. I honestly, when she made those videos about us, or she made that video about Amber and then called Zach and I out, I was like,
Oh, that
"Ooh,
was
bitch,
great.
You don't know what you just got yourself into."
That was a good day.
It was.
living for it.
I was excited. I was like, I'm gonna act. The ideas came to me. They started flowing. It was like
So good.
a Michelangelo moment. I was like, Chris call
Jam
out.
broke.
Like, yeah.
That weekend was so rough because literally, so for all the people that are always like, you need a life, like literally that was one of the busiest weekends of my life. And I just kept getting all these like tweets and messages on Instagram, like, Zach, like Chantal called you out and she's fighting with Amberlynn. Like, you gotta react. I'm like, y'all, I have a life. Like, you wanted me to have one. I'm out here living it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I had like finals coming up that week too, and I was like, "Fuck!" But I got to do this. I got to do it while it's like before
I remember that. Yeah.
they are like apologize or whatever and blah blah blah. And also, she came at me about my surgery and like, bitch, you thought like you're gonna come at like I have no. All I did was react to her video. I didn't even say anything that was that mean. I didn't come at her
Right.
about the fact that she's 400 pounds eating in a car for a living. I didn't even go that low, which is not even that low because it's just the truth. That sentence was a truth, really. But she was like, "Oh, you've had surgery twice and you think that you can come for me?" Bitch, I came at you because you broke a chair and you got dudes picking shit out of your asshole. So the fuck?
Well,
I'm
how's
supposed to have
this-
more decency?
How is this for a little bit of a tinfoil hat conspiracy? I do not find it too far out of the realm of possibility that her and Amber, they didn't necessarily orchestrate the whole thing because I think that's a little bit too far out of their realm of possibility. But it wouldn't surprise me if towards the end of the whole debacle that they just kind of agreed to go with it and not outwardly or publicly make amends because it garners them both more views by making it look like they might talk shit about each other.
And more money.
Yeah,
That's really
exactly.
what it comes down to.
Yeah. Views,
Like,
money, same shit.
I mean, and if that was the deal they struck or whatever, Chantel's a dumb bitch because she out here looking stupid as fuck after all that.
Yeah, she looks like a whole fool.
Right. Amber just fucking came and just rolled. She came out. Shoot. Amber got, if that's what happened, Amber got her to go on YouTube and come at her 2 top critics right now. And then Chantal posted that fucking video, and then Amber came and just rode over that bitch in the mobility scooter. And it was like, that deuces, like, boop. Like, Amber, you know what? Amber might be a little bit smarter than I give her credit for because that's some like fucking brilliant ass shit.
We know that she's a little bit smarter than we give her credit for based on the fact that no one will come out and vocalize their problems with her.
Mm-hmm.
But It's partially because she's like, I know she's a manipulative little bitch, and at the same time, it's also because she has these, supporters that are so great in number but so quiet in voice.
Right. It's her subscriber count gives her a little bit more stability, which I know is not a word that is common in her life.
I hate using the word clout, but it almost gives her a little bit of YouTube clout.
She does have some kind of, if Shane really does watch her or whatever.
I think he watched a couple of videos, was like, oh, this poor bitch, and like, that was that.
And I guess because Peter Mons mentioned you a couple times, that gives you some clout too. I don't fucking know.
Don't even with me. I generally like Peter Mon. I think his videos like can be okay, but his topic on Amber just makes me want to sit him down and be like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Agreed.
He's not helping.
I feel like Shane Dawson sits there on his couch, cracks open a Diet Root Beer, and he's like, this shit's about to go down. Let's see this wreck.
I think he's like laughing at her.
He has Amber time every day.
Yeah.
He's daily dose.
Yeah, he's watching like, she is fucked. She is.
People were asking her like, do you think Shane Dawson's going to reach out to you and do a secret life of Amberlynn? What's that secret life? What are we going to learn from that?
I want to be in that. I'd like to be in that.
Here's the thing. If it's anything like my 600 pounds life, I want to see the shower scene. I want to see.
Oh, you get one. It's in the contract. I've talked to someone, and you don't get a fucking say in that.
See, that's the only reason why I don't think she will go on the show, but also because I want to see the shower scene. I want to see in the foot folds. Like I want to see her freak out on Dr. Now. I want to see all the messy shit.
I want to see the legs without the leggings.
Personality for that, like she was acting.
Exactly. So that's why she will never go on that show because
I don't think it's that show. I think it's My Big Fat Fabulous Life.
Well, here's
God, with Whitney Way Thor, God, no, please
because
not.
You have to have like a personality, either if it's fake or not. But I think that's what she's going for.
Yeah, her own show.
It's gotta be some type of MTV, like True Life type of shit, because I can't think of anything else. Essentially, yeah. Go ahead, Zach.
No, I don't know anything about like My Big Fat Fabulous Life, like, but my understanding was that was like a show about Whitney. Like,
yeah, it's a show about Whitney.
Show.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll do a 2.0.
Maybe they'll have Whitney come and visit her and be like, big girl, like let's do big girl things, and like she's like, okay, big girl.
Could you imagine Whitney's explosive, obnoxious personality trying to mix with Amber's fake, obnoxious, explosive personality? Amber would be so not even belittled like intentionally, but she would take such a blow to her self-esteem because she'd be like, I'm not the loud, crazy fat girl that's really likable.
Right. And Whitney is not that likable, to be real. I mean, she can't even sit on a couch with shoes on.
Whitney,
if you notice that, if you watch any of her reunion episodes where like they try to be like Bravo's Real Housewives for a hot minute, and they brought out the girl and then skinny shamed her, and then if you notice, Whitney's on her own couch by herself, and she's not wearing shoes. And you're like, well, why aren't you wearing shoes? Oh, because your circulation's fucking shot, and you can't sit on a couch and wear shoes at the same time.
The only things of Whitney's like, like the only thing I need to solve Whitney's was when her personal trainer fired her because she's too lazy, and B, and when she made that commercial comparing her morbid obesity to people with disabilities like severe scarring from fires, loss of an appendage, things like that, and she's like, you can't let people shame the way you look. And it's like, okay, but none of those people can control the way they look unless they're one of those people who has like body identity disorder or something like that, like BIDD, where they choose to get their legs cut off. And I don't think they'd be in a commercial like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. Also, how much did we love in the casting reel the why me soliloquy?
Oh my God.
I mean, that
I just want to lay in a field of sunflowers.
Yes. Why me? Why did he choose me to be 529? Bitch, no one.
You chose that.
I didn't hear that.
You didn't.
Yeah.
What?
Willow.
I skimmed. I couldn't give full focus the entire time.
I gave it 4 tries until. Okay, so like I watched people's reaction videos to it, and then I was like, all right, let me watch this again. And I was just like, holy fuck, this bitch. This is so entitled. if I didn't know who she was and I wasn't who I am, I would feel so bad for this girl.
Yeah.
Right.
Like she's really she got that shit on lock. Like I'm not gonna deny that she's really good at that.
I don't know though. Like some of it sounded like some like very 2000 like 5. Like I came home, I got in a fight with my friend, and I wrote down in my
Very,
email,
yeah.
like all the things that bothered me. Like I just felt like it was super forced. I don't know, but maybe that's because I do know her. Like you said,
Yeah.
like maybe if I had no idea who she was, I'd be like,
Well, I felt the same way, but it's like if you're just stumbling across her channel, you'd be like, oh my god, this poor boily girl. And I showed it to someone in my real life who like kind of knows about Amber, knows about my channel, whatever. And they're like, whoa, I almost feel bad. And it's like, yeah, well, she's a fucking actress. I genuinely think she considers herself an actress.
Yeah. That was all a fucking means of like, hi, I'm Amberlynn. Bitch, you got 80,000 subscribers. We know who the fuck you are. Like, we don't need to be reintroduced to you. I mean, you may be doing a new persona today, but like, we've got you clocked in for who you really are. And the more people were telling me like it looked like a casting tape or whatever, the more it
Right.
like did look like a casting tape. And I was like, that is weird because she is talking about going on the TV show and blah, 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 and all that stuff and how she's been contacted. Another theory that I have is that the therapist she's seeing isn't out of the blue. She's seeing a therapist for the sake of actually bettering her life. If she is in fact going on a TV show, she has to be cleared psychologically before they'll even sign a contract with her. And I think maybe she's seeing a therapist so that she can get cleared for the TV.
Even if it's not in a real life therapist, they would clear her for TV like that.
Well, I mean, they just like make you talk to like a therapist for like a little bit, like a day, you know, to get on the real world and shit like that. You have to be cleared. You have to go through like a process of like
I've got no
making
idea.
sure you're not going to hurt people or hurt yourself while you're on the show, because the network does not want to be liable for like any kind of mental breakdown you have during the process of that show. So I almost feel as though maybe she's just doing this to get on the whatever fucking, I don't know what show it could be. That's what really gets me
her
too.
recent personality definitely shows that she's trying to put on a show for something, someone, some entity.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I hope they didn't look back in her videos and find her videos where she talked about being suicidal and using eraser burns, because that'll definitely knock her out of the water for being qualified.
Yeah.
you
Sorry.
really are like Encyclopedia Brown
I
over
forgot
here.
about
Damn,
the
girl.
It's
Sorry.
true. The amount of like, I always think about this too, like the amount of like extra space I could have for like knowing things
For
that
real life
actually are
shit
real.
that's important. Yeah, I know.
I waste on Amberlynn's fucking like we can actually kind of tie this into the like whole like why do we do this, or like maybe like the ethical morality feelings about it. But like I do find myself being like, fuck, why do I care about this? Like, you
I
know, like I have that thought pop into my head every time especially when I'm editing the videos. Not so much when I'm making them, because I'm in a stream of consciousness and I am just kind of saying what's ever coming to my mind. But when I sit back and I listen to myself and I'm chopping it up and everything, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah, when I'm trying to explain to my friends what the hell I'm doing, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah.
When you say it out loud.
Mm-hmm. And then you have to give the full context of like why you're saying what you're saying, because otherwise you look crazy.
Yeah, it's a scene. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And usually I just have to play them like one good video. Like I'll play them like, I'll either do the hot Cheeto mukbang or mukbang or whatever, or I'll do like I'll do the breakup video or whatever. Or I'll do, you know, some of the ones that are real scandalous and they're like, oh, this bitch is a train wreck. Like, you know, because I was nervous about doing these videos too, and my friends and family seeing it.
Of
But
course.
once they've seen, they're like, whatever, it's funny. You're not like,
Same.
and I even talked to my therapist about it, because I got to a point where I was like, ugh, like I might be going a little overboard with this shit right now. And I talked to her about it, and she was like, and we sat there and we watched like 3 of my videos or whatever, and she's like,
What would she say?
she laughed a little bit, and then she was also like, I can understand how this could be perceived as you being like obsessive or whatever, but she's like, I honestly don't think that like what you're doing is that awful. And she's like, honestly, I'd be more concerned if you made these videos and you didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, like, and she's like, so you having enough awareness to come in here and be like, I don't know if this is the right move or whatever. Like, she's like, I understand that, and like I respect you for having the ethical or like the balls to even come in here and say this to me. She's like, most people come in here and lie about it. You know, I alluded to that too with Amberlynn and her therapist. I was like, I would not be surprised if she goes in there and just lies the whole fucking time. Because that happens to a lot of therapists. Like they get new patients and they come and just lie. Like they just lie the whole time.
Well, that's why I think like when Amber's telling her audience that she's seeing a therapist and he's not biased and things like that. And it's like, well, he is kind of biased because he's only getting your side of the story, which is definitely manipulated in some sort of way. And if, you know, and I was thinking about this as I was driving yesterday, if she had even felt that Casey did that wrong against her and she dealt with that like personally and didn't make a call out video about it, I wouldn't, like, no one would have an issue with it. But it's the fact that she went to the internet and she made this huge call out video and he responded. That's why it became such an issue. So it's like if she's never honest with her therapist and she never gets down to the deep root of what she's going through, she's never going to get help. But that's obvious. And
also don't forget to the Rain and Petals eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. Like that really sealed the deal for me too.
Well, she did an Instagram question a couple weeks ago where it was like, why do people lie about rape? And she was like, I don't know. I would hope no one would do that. And then the next question was like, but you lied about rape. You lied about Casey, etc. Etc. Not etc. Just saying. And she was like, I should have used the word coerce. That would be more appropriate. And it's like, well, you should have really, really thought about that before you made that video. A lot of us wouldn't be here if you actually thought about that.
Is there really a difference between like, I don't know. I'm not going to even get into all that, but also
it's a lot
as
of
Damon White, she came in saying that she didn't think that lesbians could rape each other. So I don't.
Wait, no way.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay, well, that just blows everything out of the water. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Fuck therapy.
So as Damon White in the Discord, I was there because I was talking to her about this shit. And she says, maybe it wasn't rape because she doesn't think that a lesbian can rape another lesbian. And I was like, the fuck? Like, what the fuck? And then at that time, I didn't know it was
that on the
Amberlynn.
friend.
I know, right? I didn't know it was Amberlynn at that time. So I was like, dude, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're on right now.
Damon, come on.
Right? But then it turns out it was fucking Amberlynn the whole time. And she would, and I talk about this in the Damon White video. I talk about how she would gaslight the fuck out of us in that group. Like, she would fucking come in there and say crazy ass shit. And then when we react to it, and then all of a sudden there was like this weird correlation between like what Amber's tweeting and then what Damon White's saying in the fucking chat about how like we're coming out. But it's like, you called her a whale and then other people started to chime in on it. And then now, I don't know. It was I don't know. It takes a special kind of human being to do shit like that.
I couldn't imagine.
To go in there and incite hate on yourself and then play the victim. Like, that's very interesting to me.
She really would make a great thesis participant.
She's a very unique, like, martyr complex kind of person. Like, she doesn't really stick to those rules to like, you know, a lot of people say like she has like Munchausen's or whatever, or like, but she may be one of the rare cases where she has Munchausen's and Munchausen's by proxy.
No, you're
like,
self-diagnosing her. Stop it. Stop self-diagnosing her.
I don't know.
I could see a little hypochondria for sure, but I don't know about Munchausen's.
Well, Becky definitely is hypochondriac.
Well, she was always so concerned over when Destiny had to go to the ER for like random things.
Oh my God.
But then here's Becky with her high blood pressure and heart problems and things like that. And she's like, yeah, let's go Cheesecake Factory vacation. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Remember when her and Destiny were in the ER and they were concerned about her heart? And she's like, I'm worried about you, baby. Your heart, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's do a what's in my bag. Yeah. Let's do a what's in my bag video while we're here. Here, can I just place this on you while you're in the bed?
And that's let me poof.
My God.
Yeah, the fake Fenty poof. The fake
Oh
Fenty
my God. Oh my God. Thank you for recognizing that. That it was an actual thing and it's not just, a poof that Charlotte got me that's really cute and trendy.
No, it's a knockoff Fenty fucking poof.
Charla.
Charla.
Charlotte's tweet the other day had me shook. The one about how like it must be nice to show off how much money you have.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
yeah.
here I am. I can't afford groceries. Like you can't afford groceries, but your friend is out here getting groceries for like an 8-person family every 2 days.
And she's also like buying thousands of people's school supplies, supposedly. So like,
Right.
So every 5-year-old in the state of Kentucky is getting 8 pencils, is what she pretty much said. She's
She
so
didn't
full
even
of
buy
shit.
new ones. She's just giving them some of the ones her and Becky don't use anymore.
Do you think she's just gonna buy it on Amazon and have it shipped to the place?
I don't know.
I mean, she's not gonna go to Walmart and actually buy the things, is she?
Well, there is a conspiracy where she will claim that she has so many thousands of messages. She has claimed she got thousands of messages, literally thousands. And she's got so many messages that she can't send it to everyone, and she won't disclose who she sends it to or anything. So it's just like a ploy to look good, like the whole gift card situation.
Oh, the gift card.
Oh
We were
my
part of the
God.
gift card thing too.
Oh,
Hell
do you
yeah.
have an inside scoop on that?
Yeah, we talked. Our friend Skank Hunt. She actually got in contact with the person who was supposed to receive the the gift card from Amberlynn, because the dude lost his sister. Like, it was really sad, the story. Remember, Amber? She made a video about it. She made a video talking about how she felt so bad.
Yeah, and
she
that's
was
why she chose him
around.
because
Mhm.
of his story, and it was so hard, and she really
Right.
felt for him.
And then the guy never got his card and was like in the comments of her YouTube video being like, "It's been 2 weeks. Like, what the like what's going on? Like, I was really hoping for this money, like blah blah blah." And so our friend took it upon herself to make a GoFundMe, and I think, what did we raise, like $100 and something?
Over 200.
Over $200. And then we sent him the card, and he like took a picture of like, "Thank you, like I'm so, like, you guys are so nice. Like, Amber portrays you guys to be like these awful people, but like really you guys have a heart, blah blah blah." And it was just like, it wasn't even that hard. And then when we called her out about it, she was like, "Well, when you go to the post office, they don't give you a receipt." Bitch, all you got to do is ask.
Yeah.
All you got to do is
And
ask
she's
for a
like,
tracking number.
Becky, tell them. Becky, tell them what
Becky, yeah.
happened. Tell them,
Tell
Becky.
them, Becky.
ooh, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Ooh, when she's like, well, Becky can even tell you. Bitch, of course Becky's gonna tell me that.
Yeah.
Like, did I think she was gonna like go against what
Well,
her
actually, Amber.
Yeah. Well, with the rape thing too, she's like, "Becky, you tell them about Casey. Becky, you tell." Bitch, Becky wasn't in the room with you. Like, what are you talking about? You didn't even know Becky existed until 7 years after the fact. Like, that's in legal terminology, that's hearsay, bitch. Like, that's not even real shit. You can't even
Come on,
testify to that shit in court,
Yes.
bitch. Like, I watch fucking People's Court. I know. Shit. So it's just, but like, she thinks that like, because she's told the story to Becky and they're willing to regurgitate it like a fucking fool on camera, that somehow makes it plausible.
Mhm.
No, bitch, that's not how this works. I can't. And I also think it's very telling that she doesn't have anyone in her life from that part of her life to actually speak out
True.
for her, you know? Because
Right.
if it really did happen to her and she had no one to talk to, that's fucking sad. But the truth is that it didn't happen to her. So she had no one to talk to about it because it didn't happen until she needed a little bump in her views in Kentucky. I mean, that's real. That's what happened. Like,
Yeah.
she did some real like despicable shit during, I mean, she continues to, but like, she really fucking got guttural during that time a little bit, and just like, she didn't give a fuck about anyone. Remember she talked about Destiny's mom's miscarriage on camera?
Oh my god. And she made the video title Losing a Child. And at
Yeah.
the very end they talked about it. It was and Destiny's mom didn't know. Someone
Didn't
reached
know.
out to Destiny's mom and was like, "I don't know if you understand that Amber's talking about this." And Destiny's mom replied something to the likes of, "No, I didn't know about this, but like, you know, Destiny is in love right now, blah blah blah. It's just, it is
Yeah.
what it is." And Destiny's sister said something like that too. She was like, "Well, for now, Destiny's in love with Amber, and that's what it is."
Right.
Yeah, that's like the type of stuff, like the deception throughout her YouTube career that we've seen that she shared with us. That's like one of the subjects that like, it's like, that's like a fair criticism.
Mhm.
Like all these like random things where it's just like why? Like, you're doing this for like money. You know, like things like that. That's like that's
Mhm.
where it's like, okay, you can be criticized about this.
Right. And like we all can be criticized for anything you put online. Like
Right.
you're not
Yeah.
there's no special law in
Personal
place
thing.
that says that like if you say something in a public space, you're not allowed to have that challenged in any kind of capacity. So, you know, like when people come at me on my videos or whatever, like I'm not surprised. Like everyone has a fucking opinion.
Mhm.
Like it's just some opinions are louder than others.
And every
Right.
opinion is biased.
Right. So it's just I don't know. I don't know what her evolution is going to be. I don't know what the end game is at this point. Because she is bedbound now. I mean, be it from her depression or from her weight, I have a feeling it's a combination of both. I also find it very interesting that she doesn't think that losing weight would not help her depression. Because as someone who has suffered from anxiety, losing weight has been the biggest help in that whole endeavor. And there's a reason why when you go to the doctor and you're not feeling well or your knees hurt or and you're overweight, the first thing they suggest is maybe it's time to lose some weight, because it does actually affect your body and your physiology and all that good stuff. So I find it very, Becky has all these GERD issues and all the stomach issues and her blood pressure is up. Do you think going to Cheesecake Factory 3 days in a row is going to help that? Like, nope. Like the amount of fat in your abdomen, and we see it. We can see your shirts. Your shirts are getting tighter and tighter, and your fat. In fact, she doesn't even wear certain shirts anymore. I've noticed that too. Like she doesn't wear that Kurt Cobain shirt anymore that she used to wear all the time. Like if the amount of fat in your abdomen is pressing on your organs and stuff, and so like that's what's causing the GERD to come up, and like, and I'm sure doctors are telling her that, but they don't want to hear it because like in their mind it's like they're being shamed for being fat or something. I know Amber used to say that all the time, like I don't want to go to the doctor because they're gonna like say I'm fat or blah blah blah. Well, it's a fact. I don't know why
It's like a medical condition. You can't just ignore it.
There's a reason why terminology in the medical field exists for people who are severely overweight, like because it's a real thing. It's not a made up thing. No, go ahead, Willow.
Like Michael, that's what makes you like such a perfect commentator, is because like a lot of this shit like you have like experience in.
Yeah.
She can't call you out on certain things like you're like you don't know anything because like you've been there. Like with that in mind, like she has like nothing to call you out on, like where she could say like, oh, you just don't understand. Like at this point, I'm surprised like she or like people haven't come at you like saying like, well, let's see, what can we say against him? He's sexist or something.
Yeah,
that's like the one thing like you don't have in common with like
I don't have a vagina, so therefore I'm unallowed to have an opinion on other people with a vagina. The fuck? I don't understand. I'm not at her workplace or I'm not her boss. The fuck? Like I'm not discriminating against her. Right. It's so stupid. Oh my god. The discrimination video. Oh my god. Do y'all remember that? How she's discriminated against for being fat? Oh. And she went and got a make-believe job interview and all that. Oh, that shit really irks me. Like it releases something in me on a guttural level as someone who has actual faced real life. I've been called the N-word in real life, dog. Real life, with some real vitriol in that man's voice as a 6-year-old in front of my mom. Like, I know what it's really like to like be looked down on or to not receive the same kind of comeuppance that like other people who don't look like me receive. I understand what it's like, but bitch, you're fat by choice. So I don't know. I don't think that works that way. I don't think we get to compare the two. It's apples to oranges.
Well, Rosa Parks is my hero.
Right?
Stop. Oh my god. And that picture that someone dug up on Twitter of her next to wax Rosa Parks.
As if someone else would be like, yeah, Rosa Parks.
Totally. Like, yeah. You can go anywhere you can go into the past or the future. Where do you want to go? Rosa Parks, bitch, where?
Also, like her clear, like unknowing, that's not the word I'm looking for, lack of knowledge surrounding the civil rights movement and history, that she thinks it was just like Rosa Parks just casually trying to sit on the bus and that she would go and like help her. No, bitch, that was a whole protest. It wasn't
it was planned.
Casually Rosa just like out to go get her Sunday groceries.
Right.
Wanted to sit on the bus.
Because if Becky and Amber had been there and been like, girl, you sit next to me, it'd have all been peachy keen.
They would have pulled in pride. They would have been like, oh no, there's a few people yelling over there. Like, we're not going.
Becky, they would have killed your ass. You
Yeah.
think people were like back then? The fuck?
Exactly.
They'd have had no problem beating you in the head. Like, are you kidding me right now? They have their lack of knowledge is really astounding to me when it comes. Amber thought World War I was in the 1930s or whatever. Like, I can't. I'm over her. I'm over her on so many levels.
Aww.
The school system failed her. Her family failed her. Like, it's just fucking sad. And they have all this time too. That's another thing issue I have with them is they have all this time to better themselves and what I'm not saying they have to go to school. Like, they can learn a skill, they can learn a language, there's so much that they can do on the internet and they choose not to
Travel. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah,
They have money to get outside of Kentucky and they don't do it. I don't understand that. Like, I would love to have $10,000 a month just to like do whatever I want, but they do nothing. I don't get it.
right. And also, if you think about it too, if they did travel, it would make their content better.
Right.
Yes, like go do something. Go to a freaking park. Like, I just want to see her go to the park that's across the street from her house. Like, I just want to see a squirrel, a Kentucky squirrel. Like, just please show me something.
Also,
Well, we
how
saw
many
the
times
news.
has she talked about caves? She wants to go to a cave, and we have yet to see any caves.
Yes, I looked them up and they look awesome. Yes, because I am having a video of the Kentucky travel guide. So
Yes.
I can't wait. Are you gonna visit the vegan friendly restaurants too?
oh, Cheesecake Factory only, but I'm sure we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Another thing that gets me too is they're unwilling. Like, Amber is only willing to go to like chain restaurants, which is so weird to me. I don't get that.
I hate chain restaurants.
Yeah.
You know what? This is like a personal thing, but I don't like when there's a waiter. You know?
Yeah, like a
Like, it
server.
has to be like a Chipotle where they're behind the thing and it's like really
agree.
fast.
Mhm.
I can't stand like a colorful menu. I can't do it.
The Cheesecake Factory menu is like a fucking novel. Like, that thing is fucking.
Yes.
It's
I went
massive.
once and I'm never going back again. Unless
It's not that good. It's really, honestly, it's not that good as Amber. And Amber gets the same fucking thing every time. So I don't know how she would like know if it's good or not.
yeah. I don't know.
Talk about being vegan. Like, an orange or eating orange chicken every time. Where does she think those chickens come from? Like, I don't. She's crazy.
They don't care.
Wait,
She
someone
doesn't
told me
care.
that Ricky works at a chicken slaughterhouse. Is that true?
I've heard that too.
I've heard that too.
Well, here's the tea, because people
them
thought
the
I was
more.
heinous. But there was a live stream where Eric literally was there with Ricky, and he mentioned that that Ricky worked at a chicken factory.
Oh, he's
And
dead
so-
to me.
No.
So then, like, 2 now streams later, I brought it back up in the live stream, and everybody's like, oh my God, Zach, why are you doxing Ricky? I'm like, I'm not doxing Ricky. They literally just talked about this 2 live streams ago.
Right.
Like, breathe in and out. It's okay.
Yeah.
Ricky's getting dragged now. He's dead to me.
He's the one that cuts off the heads,
Something
know-
like that.
right?
Where they
Or
put them through like the
feet.
shock
They're
thing
the
or whatever.
head guy.
Probably fucking named him.
It was when I was at Medieval Times the other day and the horses were out and I was sitting there and the whole time I could think was like, I don't think Willow and Miriam would enjoy this very
No.
much. Like,
Oh my God, you know what? I went to the fucking rodeo last year.
Oh my
Oh, no.
My
god.
mom, I used to go as a kid and I stopped going for a long time. It was so traumatic, you guys.
yeah.
Like, once you actually see what they're doing, I can't do it. But I won't do a rant, but yeah, I can't. I don't think I would enjoy it.
Yeah, they were like making him do like this hopping around and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know. I felt like I looked over to my friend and I was like, I feel really icky about this kind of like, you know, and this is coming from someone who eats, like I literally sat there eating chicken. So like, I mean, it was just, I don't know. I was like, yeah, Miriam and Willow, they would not like this at all. This is a no-go. Maybe you could go the Pirates one, because I don't think the Pirates ones has animals in it.
Ooh, a pirate?
Yeah, they have like Medieval Times, and then there's like one right next door. It's like Pirates.
Cool.
I don't think there were horses during pirate time, were there? I don't know.
Well, yeah.
But why would you need a horse if you're a pirate? Well, I mean, I'm sure horses existed, but I mean, but like, you can't put a horse on a boat.
I don't know. I'm not a history buff, so.
Never heard of a seahorse?
A seahorse? Ooh.
Oh my god! I see you drinking out of your. Was that a Yeti?
Yeah.
When you said that you don't use the black one anymore because you saw like Eric using it or whatever, that's some petty shit. I was like, wow, that's some petty shit.
The black one's retired. The black one is retired. It's sitting in the cupboard right now. I mean, I still use it, but I just don't use it on stream. Watch this bitch get a silver one with a handle.
I hope he does, just to be petty. That would be a good level of petty from Eric.
I would respect him. Honestly, if he did that, nothing respect for my president. Like, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh.
I also wanted to talk a little bit. So, once you start watching Amberlynn videos, how do you guys feel about your recommendations being completely fucked now on YouTube?
Oh.
I can't stop seeing Pam Talk's face.
Yes.
Really?
And she's so mean. I don't like her.
I have no problem with my recommendations because I love dumpster fires, so only more dumpster fires get recommended to me.
Right. Like, I get that Pink Fairy lady a lot.
Oh my god, I love Pink Fairy. I live for her.
Yeah.
I do get a lot of Pam, and I'll like listen to her, but I just...
How can you listen to her? She's like, she's
can't.
so cool.
Because I am the type of person who always has like a podcast or a live stream or something going. Even while I sleep, I need to listen to something. And if I have nothing else, I will listen to Pam ranting.
Okay.
Listen, the only thing that Pam has done that I really lived for was the day that she literally went out and bought a whole fucking cake.
Yeah.
But I'm 22. I was like, that's the next level petty that I'm trying to be.
Right.
Well, I need to tell y'all something really quick. Hubby Todd just came in with a microphone for me.
Oh,
Yay!
next level. Watch out.
Awesome. Because I'm yelling here. I think he's over it.
It's like, I'm going to Walmart right now.
Sorry, low budget.
No, Pam, oh God, there's so much I could say about Pam, but I'm like, choose not to. Pam is, I mean, I'm fucking cruel. She's pretty fucking cruel too, or whatever. I just don't, I can't deal with the eye movement and the stuttering. It like really gets to me. So I don't really watch her that much. And I do think she's like low key homophobic. So it's, I just don't want to support that much really. And also, this bitch eats ice cream and then throws up on stream. So
wait, Pam did?
Yeah.
No, she did not. What?
Yeah, there's a live stream of her where she had just gotten done eating ice cream or something. And like, if you don't know this, like when you have gastric bypass surgery, you can't eat sugary things. Like you get real sick. You get what's called dumping syndrome, and it's like you get a flu. And like either what happens is you get really bad diarrhea and cold sweats, or you throw it up.
Whoa.
Well, she ate ice cream, and then like 20 minutes into her stream, she had to leave, and you could like hear her throwing up in the background.
Whoa.
And I'm like, girl, like you know better, than to do this. Like I don't. I learned my fucking lesson. I ate 2 bites of a Snicker bar one time. Oh, that was like, I was like, I need to go to the ER. Like this is so bad right now. I never threw up so much in my life. It's like,
holy fuck.
I'm not gonna go into like what it was, but like you throw up foam and stuff because like your body just is like, nope, we're not supposed to have this. Like
I didn't know that. See,
yeah. So I stay away from sugar.
That deep into it.
Yeah. See, and people ask me too, like, should Amberlynn get weight loss surgery? Fuck no. Not without a team of fucking doctors around her at all times, because she would hurt herself.
Yeah.
She would legitimately eat herself to death. Like, because she can't control herself. So I don't think she should get weight loss surgery. And I know she likes to, like, she called it cheating one time, but she's like slowly coming around to the fact that like it may be the only thing that saves her life. But she's not a good candidate for that, and by any means at all. She like I said, she needs to go to like a rehab for overweight people, where you're forced to only eat what they give you, and you can't sneak food in and stuff like that. Like,
No, better. I want her to come live with me for real.
I would love
Like,
that.
people think I'm joking, but I'm legit serious about that. Like
Would
a
you think
month, we would go hiking, and I'd force her to eat potatoes and stuff. Like, fun. And I want to take her on a roller coaster because Amberlynn, I know you want to go on a roller coaster, so I would make that happen. See?
I think she should take you up on that. That's a good deal. I think that's a really
It
good
is.
deal.
Right?
And if she could just like split some of the YouTube money with you, you know, that
Right?
can be her. There
Like,
you
I'll
go.
do it for free. Like, I just want her to be my friend, and she doesn't love me. I don't understand. I'm coming off too strong, and I don't know how to like scale it back.
You are not the strongest that has wanted to be Amber's friend. I have seen people wanting to take road trips out to Kentucky to see like the Walmart and the Cheesecake Factory, like that type of insanity.
Yes.
Also, people message me. Literally, somebody messaged me on Instagram today. A Google Maps like mapped out how far away
Same.
from Monticello they were. I was like, "Girl,
That's
great!
creepy.
Like,
Yeah.
go visit her." I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I just came up with the most brilliant idea. Okay, we need to have us go to Pride in Lexington one of these days. Like, for real.
Oh my
Just
Like,
any
Can
day.
you imagine how amazing that would be? Like, we all go to see what it's really like.
Like
I
we
would
have to
go.
literally get on planes and book hotel
We
rooms,
all get a hotel. We meet each other there. It's gonna be so amazing.
have a meetup.
Okay, that is.
Lexington Pride.
Okay, put
I
it
would
in-
vlog that.
I would vlog that too. Shit.
Hell yeah, duh.
Yeah. And we can go to the Cheesecake Factory.
And
So
Tori
we
and
need,
Walmart.
we need fancy cat litter to spoon feed me orange chicken if we go to Cheesecake Factory.
I've been toying with the idea of doing like a day in the life of Amberlynn Reid, and like I have some ideas in my head and everything. The only thing that I'm concerned about is the fact that I don't think I can live up to the eating aspects of her life and like be true to the art, because I don't want to like deteriorate like her, you know, the brand, and like make, you know, I want to be true to like the true life form of Amberlynn. So like, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make my friend come with me, and I'm just gonna order the food and make him eat it, because I can't eat orange chicken. It'll make me like really sick.
You got to make that video happen.
That would be
You
awesome.
know, I already got my invisibility cloak picked out. You know, I gotta go just get a couple diaries, journals.
I love how we're all different. Like, that's what's so fun.
Yeah, that
It's
I
like
think
the
that.
same subject matter, but we're all do such different things. It's awesome.
Well, we're diverse as fuck. So like I wanted to like exemplify that like at the beginning, because it's like we are. It takes a very special person, in my opinion, to get like everyone, like such different kinds of people to like not really fuck with you that much. You know, like you have to be a special kind of shit in order to like fucking do that and to like pull that one off. So in a sense, like I applaud her, because like I don't think there's that many controversial people out there like that, you know?
So wait, what do y'all think about, like, I would not be able to film videos if everyone hated me. Like, I would just feel so gross inside.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do it? I don't, I
Well,
know
that's-
it's funny, but still.
That's
No.
like where her embarrassment and humility comes in, because you can't find where it begins, so there's no way of finding where it ends. So many people dislike her, and she doesn't really get positive feedback. She doesn't even get people giving her advice anymore, because she's just shit on everybody.
Right.
So it's like,
Right.
it really is just a paycheck to her at this point, because there's no, what other, you know, she likes to list pros and cons. What other pro does she have to this aside from money and, you know, infamy?
Right.
Yeah.
I've said something about that, like this before. Like I think she thinks that if she like got her shit together, that like people would stop watching, and I do not believe that. I think it might be an entirely new audience, but I think people would respect the effort and be like, yes, you got this.
Right. She thinks that if she were to lose the weight, she'd lose her fan base. But like, do people love a train wreck? Yes, they do. But they love a fucking comeback story even more.
Mhm.
Right.
You know,
There's a
there's still
small-
people to this day that root for Lindsay Lohan. You know,
The community,
so
Amber's community contains mostly people that like watching the train wreck, but there's an even larger community on the internet and in real life that like to see a success story much more. if she lost weight, I would definitely do a video congratulating her. But all she has done, instead of slowly like losing like a pound every 2 weeks, she's just been gaining, and that is just phenomenal in itself.
Right. She glossed over the weight gain too in the last video. She's pushing 530. That another thing too is she talks about how we lie and we spread rumors or whatever. We were talking about how she was 500 pounds well before she admitted to being 500 pounds.
Right.
And that wasn't just being like catty and rude or whatever, but it's like, bitch, you look like you weigh more than 500 pounds. And that's not like you're struggling to sit and breathe. You're struggling to, you can't even walk in Walmart anymore. Your favorite thing, you know, like you're over. I don't know, dude. I'm 6'6". I weigh 340. She weighs almost 200 pounds more than I do. I couldn't even fathom how that must feel. Like, or actually I can, because I used to weigh 580 pounds. But like I'd have to be at my size. I'd have to weigh over like 750 pounds to have the same kind of feeling that she feels right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And that blows my mind. Like it's sad. I don't know. I don't think there's any coming back from it, because I've said this before. Her incentive is to be this person. She gets incentivized every time she posts a video to be a shitty person and to eat tons of food on camera. And it's her livelihood now. How do you stop that? How do you know, the receptors in her brain are fucked, you know? She gets a dopamine rush from the food, or a serotonin rush from the food, and she's probably getting like a dopamine rush from the views and the money. So it's, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how you come back from it. I don't understand.
And I don't understand how she doesn't have a backup plan. Like, maybe I'm like, that's adulting right now. But like, how do you not have something to fall back on? Like, how long is this gonna last?
What if she's like a major stock player behind the scenes?
Totally, for sure.
Investing in land.
Absolutely, she has a farm. Y'all don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't think she has a backup plan, because she talks about taxes like it's a new thing.
God damn it, that makes me so angry.
Yeah.
She's never spoken about taxes before this year, ever.
Because she's finally making more money. Because if you make less than less than 30, if you make less than a certain amount of money, you don't have to pay taxes on it. So like, I think now she's finally making more money than the threshold, and so now they're, you know. Also, AdSense takes a big ass chunk out of checks. I mean, they took like $500 out of my check. So I mean, I don't know. But the way she talks about it is like, I have to pay taxes now. Welcome to the fucking real world. Holy shit! I've been paying taxes on my shit since I was like 16 years old. The fuck? Since I've had jobs. You know, I don't know.
Someone in the chat said she has stocks in Walmart.
That'd be a good.
True.
That would be good if she did.
She's
That'd be
sponsored.
smart.
Yeah, I feel like also we haven't even really acknowledged the chat for the most part. Sorry, people.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Amber.
Hi, Becky.
I know, right? You know she's here. Can we get a confirmation? Did Amberlynn actually stream during this, or like we never found that out?
I have received no notifications, no messages on that topic, nothing of that sort.
Eve would know.
I probably would.
Yeah, because you're on it. Because you got nothing else going on in your life.
Oh no, I'm having mom make me some tendies to bring into the basement right now.
Do y'all get the like obligatory 2 dislikes?
Yeah,
of course.
Like, it's automatic. It's Amber.
She gets a notification.
When I posted this event on my channel or whatever, and the reminder got sent out, I got like 2 dislikes like instantly, and I was just like, subscribe to me to dislike? Like, the fuck? Amber, goddamn, logging onto all your troll accounts.
Yeah.
Also,
Amber,
I'm loving.
check your Instagram. I DM'd you.
You're gonna get blocked.
Stop ignoring me.
I'm also loving the troll accounts that are like similar to my name now or whatever. Like apparently there's like a Matthew Lawrence going around talking mad shit, and I'm like,
oh, I've seen that.
Yes.
Is he on your channels too?
I don't know. I've seen the name going around.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with it if it's like Matthew Lawrence from the Lawrence Brothers, because that man was fine as fuck. But like, you know, y'all know who Matthew Lawrence is?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, the Lawrence brothers. I
Yes.
do. I don't know. Maybe that's just some gay shit.
He was like, when he came on to oh my god, what's the fucking show with like Corey and Topanga? I can't remember the name of it.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World, yeah, when he was like Sean's brother. I was like, oh yes.
Mhm.
Oh, that's who that was. Okay.
Yeah, he was Sean. He was also on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, he has an older brother named Joey. I forget what the younger brother's name
Andrew,
is.
Andy Lawrence.
Andy?
Yeah.
Did I say the wrong thing?
No, Joey is the older one and Andy's the younger one.
Oh,
and
okay.
Matt's the
Yes,
middle
yes,
one.
Yes. Correct.
What?
You're like, huh?
Sorry. Anyways, we can talk about not gay things now. What would you like to talk about? Amberlynn, not gay things? I don't know.
Well, I actually, Zach, I have a question for you. So, like, with the whole Foodie Beauty 2.0 thing or whatever, are you gonna continue to do reactions to her or whatever if she does things worth reacting to? That's the other thing.
Yeah, well, I do struggle because like people live for my reactions to her, and I live for it just because like it's kind of like when Amberlynn tweeted about me and I just knew I was like taking up space in her mind. I think you talked about that too.
Yeah.
Like Chantal always has such a visceral reaction literally every time I make any kind of video that involves her, and I kind of live for it. So even if she's just like literally, well, actually, I was gonna say even if she's like doing a video like showing herself picking dingleberries out of her butt, like I'm gonna react to it. But that would actually be entertaining.
Oh my god, I want that so
Me
bad.
too.
Whatever else she's doing.
We could get BB to like pick them out for us.
Don't bring BB into this.
Like BB, what was BB doing in that video? He's just like hanging out, playing video games in the background. Like it's like she purposely put him there just so we could be reminded that she might have a boyfriend,
right,
and not just a roommate.
Zach, when you brought up BB in that video, I died laughing. I was dying.
Well, at first I was like, I didn't even realize it. I blurred out all the giraffes and things that are normally in the background, and then it was like, oh no, that's BB. Girl, what are you doing, BB? Like, you are here.
Am I the only one that gets annoyed the way she talks to her animals? Like I talk to my.
I love it.
I don't. I can't. I mean,
are you teasing sarcastic potato?
What are you doing? What are you doing, bees? And then it's like 5 minutes of that. Like, cut it out of the fucking clip. Are you kidding me? It was cute for 10 seconds.
You're here.
You know, I mean, I love my dog too, you know, and like he'll come in my room and I'll look at him and be like, oh, man, like what you doing, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, and then you know what I do? I edit it out of the fucking video because no one cares.
Right.
If I can make a video of me playing with my fucking dog, and that'll be the video if that's what people really fucking want. But like, I'm not gonna sit here for 6 minutes while I'm talking shit about Amberlynn and then just distract myself and be like, monkey, oh monkey, what are you doing, monkey?
Oh my god.
Like, and also, I don't talk to my dog like that. I talk to my animals like they're people because like I think it's funny when you're like, I don't know, like I tell Moose all the time, like, don't you fucking turn your back to me when I'm talking to you. And he like walks out like, I don't give a fuck.
Correction. I like when she sings songs to them.
No, that's the worst. What are you talking about?
Y'all are such haters.
That's why you're there. That's why you love Amberlynn so much because you get her on that level.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
But yeah, for all intents and purposes, I plan on continuing to react to Chantal, continuing to take ideas from her. Like, girl, I was living when she said that I wore grandpa sweaters and had the personality of dry bread. I said, we're going to make something out of this, y'all.
Right.
We're going to go get my most grandpa looking sweater, because I've literally never worn a sweater before that in any video.
Right.
Grandpa sweater, and I'm going to eat some bread.
I like
what the fuck is prison bread? I never heard of that before.
Bland, dry bread, apparently.
Also, is prison bread just like fucking Wonder Bread? Is that
it's
what
literally just like
Probably.
white bread?
Yeah.
It's
So
less
is she
than
like
Wonder
coming
Bread.
for poor people with that too?
Probably,
then?
yes.
Like
Poor people and people who are marginalized by the industrial complex prison system. So.
right? Exactly.
She's coming after those of us like Charla who cannot afford groceries and
Ooh,
those of her
Charla.
parents who have been in prison with prison bread.
Right. She, dude, there's something. Oh god. Foodie Beauty really gets to me. She gets to me more than I think Amberlynn does.
She's sneaky. She tries to act, oh, I'm so nice, Foodie Bloody, blah, blah, blah. But she's just
With her witch cackle and all that. Like, also, the other thing that gets me, the copyright shit really gets me too. It's like, I'll strike your fucking channel because I don't like you. Bitch, that's not how copyright works.
Yeah, that's you can't like what's it like copyright fraud.
Yeah.
You can't do copyright fraud in like the name of justice. That's not
And then
how that works.
like, and then she likes to like claim harassment or something. Bitch, I'm not calling you. I'm not like, what are you talking about? And it's not harassment if you're also like in on it too. You made a video about us and then we responded to you again. Like, the fuck? Like, you're stupid. Take me to court, bitch. I'll show up in Canada for that one.
Yes.
I'd love to see the judge be like, are you fucking for real right now? Ugh, I can't. The what was fuck, I'm like drawing a blank right now. Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit about what do you think these people would be doing if it wasn't for YouTube?
Like Amber and Chantal.
Yeah, all of it. Eric, all of
disability.
Those. Yeah.
Disability.
Well, the rumor is that Eric is on disability.
Well, I'm saying like Amber and Chantal probably would have found like maybe a call center job or something that doesn't. Well, Amber had a low physical labor job, so that just leads me to believe she'd find something that was easier, which would be
her job consisted of sitting, and she couldn't even do that.
Yeah, and like getting on disability is not easy, and a lot of people on disability genuinely need it. But that just makes me think that she would have turned to that option a lot sooner than she will in the future.
Yeah, because they talk so much about how like we're awful people and like this is all we have going for us or whatever, but like a lot of us have proven time and time again that we have more skill sets than just making YouTube videos. Obviously, this is all they have, and this is all that they show to have, right? So like say with Chantal or whatever, she's pretty much admitted that like no one really gives a fuck about her unless she's stuffing her face on camera. So because she's not that interesting. And then Amberlynn is just gonna exploit her weight as much as she can. So I wonder, like, what else could they do? Like, what else? Like, I try to think of like what they would do in the real world. It wasn't Chantal just like unemployed until she started doing YouTube videos.
I feel like I'm supposed to be the Chantal lore expert.
You're supposed to come with the facts, like Eve. Come on.
I don't have an archive.
Oh wait, sorry. What were you saying? I was doing something.
No, you don't have the Foodie Beauty we were hoping that like Zach could have the answers for us. Like,
what was the question? I might have.
Well, was Foodie Beauty unemployed before she started doing YouTube?
I'm not 100% certain, but I'm relatively sure. I can't remember her having an actual job in recent history, but right. I'm going to look that up now.
You know, it's intriguing because like you have people who are very successful on the platform, like Simply Nailogical, right? And her boyfriend, they still work. They do their 9 to 5 still. Like, and obviously they make way more money on YouTube. But I think that that's like a lot more telling than Chantal and Amberlynn. Like, it's like, well, this is their meal ticket, and they're just gonna ride it until the fucking wheels fall off.
Yeah.
You know, like I would never, say I had 100,000 subscribers on YouTube in the next 6 months or whatever, I'm still going to be a nurse. Like, that's what my goal is. That's what I want to do. It's what I wanted to do. I'll be a nurse and still make YouTube videos. Like, it is what it is, you know? And in fact, if I become a nurse, I may stop making YouTube videos. So it's...
No, you won't. No.
Well, it just depends on how much time I have, you know? Like, I'm not going to know if I'm going to want to, like, sit down and make a video about Amberlynn or whatever I'm doing.
You're gonna get off a 12-hour shift, be recording in your drive home, like...
Yeah. So, I don't know. That's...
So, as far as I can find, Foodie Bluebee has not had a job. She had a job, I think, about 5 months before she started her YouTube career.
Guys, 30 seconds. Be right back. Keep going.
Okay.
Foodie Bluebee. That's gonna be what I say in the next video.
Oh, you're gonna get so much hate.
It's what it sounds like. It's like, hello, Foodie Bluebee.
Hey, the Chantal song is the way better song.
It is.
But the guy who sings
So
it
good.
is AF.
I was
Is that a
wondering
real
who that
song?
was.
Yeah, she
who's
hired
that?
some creepy man on YouTube to make that
She
song.
hired him.
No.
Yeah.
What? Was
Yes.
it the homeless guy?
Oh, this
Oh,
bears
I
more
can't-
investigating.
I can't remember what his name is, but yeah, he's like she literally it's in one of the deleted videos, but she like shouted him out and like showed him singing it recently. He's disturbing. He was like singing it in his like underwear. I had a lot of questions.
Ew.
Beautiful. I did see that. It was
The
awesome.
fuck?
That
Yeah,
is great.
I thought that was a real song that she just clipped.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, good news, y'all. Speaking of Foodie Bluebee, she has a spicy sriracha chicken pasta mukbang. She just
Oh,
posted
that's
4
gonna be
minutes ago.
healthy.
I will
So
be
she-
watching that.
Did you see that giant sandwich she ate yesterday?
I didn't know.
It was fucking huge. It was like it was literally the size of her head. Like, and I was just like, okay, that's gonna help you lose weight.
Oh my god, yeah, she's totally working on this and totally plant based. I'm so happy for her.
So plant.
It was turkey. There's turkey in it. But she,
the turkey eggplant.
I love how she started reading the binge code, and I'm sure she probably only got past the first 3 chapters, but all of a sudden she's like a guru in all things like portion control and all this. And she's Amberlynn to a T. Like when you talked earlier about the misinformation that's spread by these individuals, that is like a prime example of people who just should not be fucking talking about this shit in such
Indeed.
matter-of-fact ways.
Sorry.
Like, and it irritates the living fuck out of me. Like,
Is she still doing intermittent fasting?
Yes. Well, she said she is.
I
don't
feel like
know.
that would be like
Said
counterintuitive.
it.
I don't know.
I feel like that would be like not good for someone who likes to binge eat. Because then I feel like if you deprive yourself for how is it 16 hours or something, and then
16
you
hours.
Yeah, that's like the average window.
and then you just stuff your fucking face for 8 hours, like that would
Hell
encourage you to
yeah.
binge.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
I
I
mean,
don't.
that's not how you're supposed to do it. Like her and Pink Fairy, they kind of do it the same way. Like
Pink
not that-
Fairy is a trip, yo.
She's awesome.
She
I
slays
don't
me.
know about her, but yeah, she's.
She did a health food vlog while pulling cheese sticks, a frozen pizza, chips.
Yes. That's why I love her though, because like for me with her, like she's so clearly trolling people.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got
She
to
literally
not be
doesn't
serious.
look like this normal.
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah.
like, I know people are gonna click on the video of me going,
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh.
She's like in the car. Also, another thing that I watched I think I was watching your video, Miriam, and it was when she's in the car eating those chili dogs or those potatoes or whatever. And like she's sitting in there eating, and her husband's sitting there next to her, and she's like sitting there filming herself eating in the car. How awkward would that fucking be?
And the same thing, she did it with her daughters. Like, how do you eat in front of someone and you don't talk to them? That is so awkward.
Yeah, you talk to your phone. That's so weird.
So weird. Yes. I
Amber
agree.
does that shit all the time too, where she'll be like, she'll go out into like the common area or whatever. Maybe that's why she's been doing it in the bathroom, because they're like, we're sick and tired of hearing you fucking ramble.
Yeah.
Fucking bathroom. You know? But she'll do that, or like Becky will be in the room. She's like, I'm gonna do a makeup haul, and Becky's like sitting in the corner, and like you can tell that like they're talking in between the jump cuts and shit, and you're just like, that
Yeah.
would be so fucking weird and awkward to like have to sit there and do this in front of someone, like showing my cheap makeup bag and my cheap makeup, like that I don't
couldn't
use or apply
imagine.
properly.
And it's like
And don't
you're on
clean.
YouTube, one of the biggest platforms for like the makeup / beauty community, and here you are bragging about making $11,000 a month, $10,000 a month, and you're buying fucking e.l.f. and you had the free Tarte blush, and it's like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I love makeup and I love skincare and all that bullshit, and that just triggers me.
But Eve, were those even your lips?
Yeah, those are her lips.
For real.
They are.
Those
I
are her
swear.
lips.
But
Can't
no one's
confirm.
mentioning the 20-year-old glitter makeup stuff.
Ugh.
Oh my
Like, how
god.
does she not have pink eye yet?
Triggered.
Like,
No.
I'm surprised she admitted how old it was. I would completely lie.
That's yeah. That's
Yeah,
all
I know.
survived.
Of
That
all
survived
things
like
to-
6 moves too.
Yeah, and like of all things to lie about,
lie about your fucking
Yeah.
old makeup. Don't lie about someone raping you and like,
Right.
oh my god.
Also, I feel like if I were like in Amberlynn's world or whatever, and I was helping her move, I feel like I would like purposely like drop a couple boxes off the side of the road or something, just to get rid of all the perfume and fucking ugly earrings.
Necklaces.
Oh, it's so ugly. It's so ugly. Nothing
you-
about it is cute.
Did
The-
you hear in her recent You Now where Amber is in the background? She's like, "Oh no, Rarity knocked over my earrings," and Becky's like, "Oh, that sucks." Like,
Your dollar earrings. I mean, I
Yeah.
have nothing against cheap shit, but like you can get cute shit for cheap too, though. Like, and you also don't need one of everything. Like that could be a rule.
what gets me is she is so quantity over quality that it bothers me.
Right.
It just
Right.
bothers me as a human.
Did y'all
Nothing
notice
else.
in the shower like how many body washes she had?
Yeah.
Too many?
Yeah.
So many body washes, like unnecessary.
Have you seen the
Well-
perfume hauls?
Oh, from back with she made that little platter.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the cake stand.
Yeah.
With her
Well-
expensive ones. Her expensive ones are on there. The ones that she got from Ross, the Nicki Minaj knockoffs. And the fucking, I can't. It's not even brand perfume. It's all knockoff.
Yeah.
Something we see on my 600-pound life a lot, and with just obese people in general, is that they use baby powder for their rolls so they don't get
Yeah.
like tears
I mean,
in their
I do.
skin. Yeah, exactly. So things like that. And it's like, I really want to know how many bottles of baby powder she goes through in a month.
I'm surprised she hasn't gotten a cellulitis, to be real. Like,
Well,
not showering as a 500-pound woman for days that's like asking for some kind of bacterial infection.
well, she will reveal everything. She will reveal everything. She will complain about her depression. She will be triggered about being called bipolar, but she won't acknowledge any of the issues that come with her weight. She won't acknowledge them. She won't.
Yeah. Or be truthful about it. Or the only time she acknowledges it is when like it makes her look really stupid. Like
Yeah.
when it only lives up to those stereotypes of like, I'll talk about, okay, so as we all know, I've lost a considerable amount of weight or whatever.
Yes.
I have folds and stuff in my skin now that it's looser, and I have to put baby powder on them. Otherwise they get humid and I get rashes.
Yeah.
I'm also in the like process of doing like the whole skin removal thing that takes a long time. But I wouldn't hate her if she was real about that, but she lies about it. She's like, I take showers every day, and then also makes a video where she talks about how she didn't shower for a week. Like that has to smell awful.
So
Like,
do you
that
all take morning or night?
What was that?
Morning or night showers?
I'm a morning shower.
See, I'm a night shower.
Morning usually.
I'm a
Look at-
nighttime
Look at
girl.
Miriam asking the important question.
Well,
Yeah.
I go to the gym. I go to the gym in the morning, so I don't take.
Must be
So I take a
nice.
shower when I leave the gym,
I
Gotcha.
go at night. I go swimming at night, so
and I don't take a shower at the gym because it took one dude to try to get in the shower with me to be like,
no.
Yeah, man.
I live near Palm Springs, and so it's pretty much a like everyone thinks it's an okay thing to do, and it's a,
What?
you know,
Certainly not.
I
yeah.
cannot.
Oh my
It takes
God.
one time for a dude to like be like, hey, and I'm like, the fuck you think you're doing right now?
Oh
So I
my
have to come
God.
home and take a shower, which is annoying.
At least you're
Oh, wait,
going.
that just like reminds me, why did they get a gym membership that's 2 hours away? Like the actual gym?
Well,
don't
they have gyms that are closer, but they're like mom and pop type gyms, so it's not super industrialized where Amber could just scan in and be like, "Oh, you guys don't know me," aside from me being like, you know, an obvious, you know, person. But yeah, there are closer gyms, but her buying that gym membership, I think, was just completely for show because she hasn't gone. She hasn't mentioned it.
And
Eric
she
and
still
Ricky
pays for
still
it.
go. Yeah.
She still pays for it.
Well, they probably
Literally-
paid for a year membership up front.
Even Becky said, I don't want to sign up for this because we're not going to go.
Yep.
And they still did it.
Knew. Becky knew.
Becky knew.
Literally, I messaged Eric about it once, like back when they had only just started recently going, and it was clear that like Becky and Amber were not going anymore. I was like, Eric, like I see you going to the gym all the time. That's great. Like, where's Amberlynn? And he was like, LOL, no comment, seriously. And I was like, it's like, okay, girl.
Yeah.
Remember she went and then she left Becky there to go hang out with Destiny?
To go eat. Yeah. To go eat. Dana and Destiny came and picked her up.
I don't know.
Fuck.
He's like,
Someone who's really in love.
healthy shit. I
Exactly.
need cheesecake, bitch.
Destiny is her true love. It's like, it's so blatantly obvious at this point that like it was always supposed to be Destiny. That's why she
Wow.
hated Dana so much and why she allowed people to just come for Dana so viciously.
Right.
And I don't understand why Dana still protects her. It like
I
really
think-
confuses me.
I think honestly, like Amberlynn has something over Destiny that
I do too.
I mean, they shared so many like bank accounts and things like that that there's no
Right.
way that there's not something that still ties them together that there wouldn't be some kind of need for Dana and Destiny to play nice.
Well, as far as I know, they're still on the same phone plan. Who
Yeah.
knows about the bank situation because Amber didn't have an ID.
Right.
And
Or
the
social
last
security card
we-
anymore.
yeah, and the last we saw, she hasn't gone into a liquor store to pay for alcohol herself multiple times. Like, she won't do any of these things that require an ID. So I'm under the impression that she still doesn't have her ID.
Mm.
The conspiracist,
I don't get it. What do you mean?
the ID.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
she.
Some form of ID?
Not if you don't do anything. Like,
If she has her social security thing and her birth certificate, which as far as we know, she doesn't have because it was lost with her wallet because she keeps those things on her because it's the safest place apparently.
right, and all her money.
Yeah. So as far as we know, she is ID-less in Kentucky.
Right.
Wow.
A part of me thinks that Destiny is still on her bank account for her Google AdSense or whatever, because I have a feeling. This is a conspiracy theory, so I don't know
Give
if
it
it's
to
true
us.
or not.
Give it.
But I love me some theories. I think that in a way to bypass the garnishing of her wages from her school loans, that she was just putting all the money in Destiny's name.
That's
Because
interesting.
she's talked about her school loans in the past, and considering the fact that she didn't pay them for fucking almost 10 years, I can only imagine the amount of interest that has compounded on those fucking things. And just some tidbit, some like reality for all you out there. School loans are the only things that you cannot file for with bankruptcy. So pay them bitches or they'll come for you, bitch. Just so you know.
Especially the school like she went to because it wasn't an accredited school. It wasn't listed by the Better Bureau Businesses, whatever that thing is.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a purely by profit school, and now it's shut down because it's being sued by the. I'm not sure if it's a state or America as itself, but
Probably
It's
the
probably
state.
not Betsy DeVos's ass.
Yeah, it's
no
probably the
worries.
state.
yeah. So when she said in her most recent video about her being proud of herself for going to college, first of all,
Ooh.
Casey's mother made her go to school.
Right.
She said, get a job or go to school. So when she says she was proud of herself for that, it's like you have acknowledged that you didn't even want to go.
Yes.
Did she even graduate? It sounded to
No.
me like she did.
She went for a year and that was it. And that was that.
But she tried to like play it off like she
But
got
she
a
worked
criminal
really
justice
hard for
degree.
those straight A's.
Yes.
in her remedial math and English classes, I'm sure.
Well, that shit got me fucked me up because so many people work so fucking hard for their degrees and they don't just go for a year and be like, oh, well, I did so great. I'm so proud of myself. Like, I wasn't
Right.
forced into this at all. Like, I did so amazing things.
Amazing
annoying.
things. Do not do amazing things.
Went to school.
Congratulations. Shit, in California, you can go for free now.
I mean, she
Nice.
could go for free even now if she wanted to. I'm sure she could find some kind of loophole for like foster children and things
Oh,
like that. But,
Def.
so,
Yeah. She
you know.
yeah, so that was my like theory that like maybe Destiny is still, I don't know, Destiny's still on the bank account or whatever, and like I don't know. Dana's like also Dana was the only one who's like actually kind of like come for her in some kind of way,
Mm.
at least recently. Remember those messages that she got caught sending on Instagram? Talking
Yeah.
about how she's so sick of Amber because she whines about having to get picked up to go to the grocery store and it impedes on their plans to go places and all this shit. And like And then Amber got all pissed too and was like, "That's not true." When there's literally You Now streams of like her being on the phone with Destiny and Destiny being like, "Oh, we can't come and get you," and Amber's like, "Why?
Yeah,
Why can't you come and get me,
Why?
Destiny?"
Yeah.
And then she uses her like full
I-
name. Doesn't she like always uses Destiny's like full name when she's pissed
Destiny
or whatever?
Page Cook is not coming to pick me up for my Walmart haul, and I don't understand why you guys are being like this.
I need to get groceries, Destiny. You have to come and pick me up. Like, she's such a bitch. Like, she's so awful. And she still does that kind of shit too. And like Dana even said she was like so happy about like moving to Florida because like now Amber doesn't really have like any kind of like leverage like that now to be like, come and pick me up, blah 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 blah. It's like impossible for them to get to her now. So
And then in the stream, she entertains moving in with them because no one would have to work because she would just make YouTube videos and they all live happily ever after as long as she could be with her bae Destiny.
Well, listen,
Destiny's video is awesome.
it's not Amberlynn that makes people drive her to get groceries. It's the binge monster.
Oh,
so.
God.
Shut up.
First mention of the binge monster, like almost 3 hours in.
I just wanted
God,
to
the
bring
binge
it back
monster.
full circle.
I hate that whole like binge monster bullshit. It's such bullshit to me. That's
Yeah, wait
another. That's a whole nother thing. The eating disorder community. She like fucking leeches off that shit too.
My best friend who is watching this stream, she knows about like all my Amber antics and things like that. And we got McDonald's the other night after going to the bar, and I was like, "It's the binge monster."
Oh my god. That the egg girl comics person, she does like
Epic.
some of the best fucking art about the binge monster.
Yes.
It's so funny. There's also a girl in our like little group or whatever, her Axel, she's one of my moderators. She does some amazing art too about Amber. She has one of her as like a squid monster. It's so funny. And there's like holes in her tights on her fucking tentacles and all this shit and like bags of Walmart and everything.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. How many pairs of leggings do you think Amberlynn owns?
One.
Listen, not many. When we were talking about quantity over quality earlier, I'm like, that's neither. You picked neither in that situation.
Yeah.
So right. You're so right. Oh.
Yeah. Because she also like, I don't understand are there no leggings that fit her anymore? Like, so you're just gonna walk around with the giant holes in your fucking legs and shit?
Well, I feel like she's in this limbo where she's like, I'm so big that I will buy tops for myself because they will keep fitting me like as I get smaller, but I will not buy bottoms for myself because I don't want to stay the size. But all she does is keep growing bigger, so she's just not buying bottoms for her size, and it's just this paradox.
Yeah. She's fucked herself, dude. I hate how she's like she's trying on the Torrid stuff. She's like, yeah, I don't want to get a 6X because they're kind of loose on me.
What triggered me about those videos is she called 6Xs and 5Xs size 6, size 5, and I was like,
yeah.
they're not. They're
Oh
fucking
my
not.
God.
They're 6X.
It's so stupid, but it bothered me so much.
There's like, she's so delusional at this point. Like she can't even be real about the size of clothes she's wearing.
Yeah.
Also, the whole thing also proved too, because she ordered a lot of that shit online from Torrid. Remember when she was like, they were leaving Pride.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, we have to come back next week because we have hot cash to use.
How convenient.
And we want to use it on how convenient. So you can go to fucking Cheesecake Factory for a 4th time in a month. Like, and not even a month, in a week. Like everything is around food. And I noticed that too when she was doing her I Am Amberlynn video, and she talks about how she makes these videos because she needs to feed herself and her family. That's the first thing she always says is I need to feed myself and my fur babies.
I thought that too. It was
And it's like,
interesting.
you're not concerned about where you lay your head at night or like the fact that you have like running water, but it's you need to feed yourself. Like that's very telling to me.
Wow. Amberlynn, I love you still. Wait, you know what? Okay, Amberlynn can like be the best motivational like figure because of her past and like the eating issue. Like if she just, like, I feel like that is her purpose. Like if she could just change, like little changes, she can influence so many people. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being 100%.
Absolutely.
Like she
Yeah.
has has like a purpose, but she's not using it. It's there for her,
Right.
you know? That's what frustrates me with her. But it's not her weight that frustrates me. It's just like I just want to shake her. Like, don't you get it? Like, she doesn't get it.
Well, that's what's frustrating though, is that's what she thinks she is, but that's not what she really is. Like, she thinks that she's like motivational, like I've overcome all of these things in my past and now I'm on this weight loss journey. But like, no, you haven't done anything, girl.
It's a weight gain journey. It's a weight gain journey.
Yeah. And then she always says it's not a weight loss channel, but all she talks about is weight. And she brings it up. So
all the time.
Yeah.
She gets pissy about it too, which is like so weird. Like, she's like, this isn't a weight loss channel and I'm so tired of people bringing it up to me and blah, blah, blah. All you talk about is you're wanting to lose weight and how you can't do it and how the binge monster got you and like took you by this hair and fucking forced you to fucking Chick-fil-A or whatever the fuck. I don't even know where the fuck she Casa Grande.
She's inspirational in the opposite way that she thinks. Like, she thinks that because she's big, she'll inspire people on her journey as to trying to lose weight, that they will try and lose weight too, but they really just don't want to be like her.
Right. I get a ton of comments like that, like people being like, she shows me what not to do, and she actually showed him, like, it was like holding a mirror up, and now I got to see like just how dumb my excuses were and how dumb that must sound to like the people around me. And I'm like, that's sad, but like, I mean, if it's the truth, it's the truth. Like,
when she was talking about Pam and saying how like she's a train wreck and she's hypocritical and how she thinks that she kind of gets why people watch her now, I was like, wow, she might be having a little bit of self-realization, self-actualization,
but
awareness.
It was none of the above.
No, she just went on to be an idiot like normal.
Yeah, she doubled down. She doubles down a lot, I've noticed.
Oh yeah.
Instead of like learning from her mistakes and like growing, she just is like, nope, I was right all along. You're all wrong. You're manipulating my words. You don't get it. You know, you're all liars, which is the Donald Trump tactic, I guess.
My God. Right. Yeah. Like all these people that are all or like us and like all the comments that are just like talking shit, like seem like they're just full of hate. Like, I think 99% of them, if not like all of them, started watching with genuine interest.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they're like, and then they got upset when they saw it just starting to fall apart. Like, I think like that's like a common thread. Is everyone was like, oh, this is like, whether it was ironically watching or not, like, what the hell is this? Then like you got to a certain point where you're just like, this, you need to stop.
Yeah. It can't be real.
Yeah.
Also, I think that we may say things. I think you can take a little bit of everything that each of us say collectively and learn from it. And I think she doesn't even want to acknowledge that in the slightest. And that kind of gets to me too. It's like, you know, maybe you don't need to like listen to every word your haters say or whatever, but like, if there's something that's very common amongst all of our videos that is like, it's like you can thread the line, or you can, whatever it's called, you can thread it all together a little bit and take something from it, you know? And that's something that I wish she would like have more critical thinking skills towards, I guess, is to be like, maybe I don't need to listen to every word they said and take it as like fact, because obviously it's not. We're not fucking God. We're not
I am
reading. Oh, sorry, I'm not God. I won't speak for everyone here, but you know, but like take something from it and like be accountable somehow. But she just, but if you just like categorize everything as just hate, then it's like, I mean, that's the easiest way to go about it, but it's also, there's no growth happening there.
Right. Yeah. Like Amber, if you're watching this, wondering why there's 5 people gathered together, talking shit, this is an intervention.
Right.
Sit the fuck down. Like,
no, stand the fuck up.
Stand the fuck, yeah. Walk in place, actually. Oh, the walking vlogs were like the best too. Those are so good.
I love them. And the gifs.
Yeah. Or just like
Yeah.
That walking video. Who the fuck buys a video to teach them how to walk?
Oh my
Like,
god. Yeah. Also, why you gotta buy the video? I'm sure you could find something on YouTube for free.
you surely
Don't
can.
you got premium YouTubes? You got the YouTube Red.
Look, you don't understand what it's like to have, 11,000 YouTube shekels every month.
Right.
Big deal.
So true. I don't know. She's Amberlynn Reid, yo.
Sure is.
Well, I think we're like we've been on here for like 3 hours, which is
Yeah, my
fucking
computer's
crazy.
gonna die.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
bitch is hungry.
Yeah, I need to fucking like get my shit together. I actually need to go to Best Buy to pick up my camera because I still haven't.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
their camera.
Yeah.
yeah. I made the mistake of I was like, I'm gonna get a new camera because the camera I have now, I can't see what I'm filming, and that's so frightening to me to not know what I'm filming. Because there's been so many times where I've gone on like a long ass tirade and I didn't record any of it because I can't see the screen. And there's like, it makes like so I sold it on Monday. I like put it up on Craigslist and I sold it, and I went to Best Buy and ordered the new one that on Sunday. And then because I was like, oh, it'll be here. She's like, oh, it should be there by Tuesday. It didn't come in until Friday night.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
oh, okay, cool. So I learned my fucking lesson, not doing that ever again. But yeah, so I need to do that. But this has been, let's do a rundown of everyone's social medias and stuff again real quick. So go ahead, Zachary. Where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Zachary Michael, and that's my first and middle name. And then you can find me on Instagram at Zachary_M_S, and on Twitter at Zach_M_S, and be on the lookout for my reaction, which I already talked a lot about, to the Hi, I'm Amberlynn video. It's going to be lit, I guess. I don't know. That's what the kids say. So,
Right. Willow?
You guys, I'm on Instagram, Twitter at WiLLo Davis Rocks. Everything else, I think it's just kind of like WiLLo Davis. Go up on there, see what I got. I got other videos. This is not my only thing. Love you guys.
Miriam?
Oh, me? Sorry. I'm not gonna say the Instagram again. Just go to
Say it.
how dare she?
the Sarcastic Potato, and I'm uploading a new video tonight, defending my girl Amberlynn against Charles Marlowe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you, Amberlynn. I love you. I know you're watching. I really do.
Eve?
My Twitter is at 66eve66, and my Instagram is Eve the Cxnt. I have a Snapchat too, but that's just for like certain receipts and things like that. My channel has all that information, but yeah.
Cool. And obviously I'm Michael Lawrence, also Michael B. Petty, and it's the same on Instagram, on Twitter, on here. Thank you guys so much for doing this. Like, this was like a little bit of a pipe dream, but I'm so happy that you guys are also like willing and like open and down to do
can
it.
we give you a round of applause for setting this up?
Yes.
This is
Thank you
all
for
Michael.
taking the risk.
Thanks. Honestly, all I did was invite you guys on Google.
Hey,
It wasn't
that's
that
It
much.
was great. It
It's
was
your
perfect.
channel.
But I'm so excited to see like what new things and what little trouble we can get into in the future. And obviously I think we should do this again because it was funny as fuck and everyone seems to fucking
Definitely.
love it. So
Yeah.
we can have something planned for the future, I'm sure. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for the viewers, and thank you everyone who donated in the super chats too. I'm sorry we didn't read them, but I felt it would be awkward for me to stop every time and read a super chat. But thank you guys so much for the donations. Subscribe to everyone's channels. Everyone here is doing dope things and they're dope people. But thank you guys for tuning in. Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.